Hey everybody, it's me, it's Jeff. Look, this thing is so long, okay? And it's only part one of our coverage. And, you know, some people like their podcast short. I love you guys, whoever you are. Enjoy 90% of all other podcasts. But this one is about so much more than the film. We talk about our lives. We talk about other shows. Tangents. Now, there is an entire, 20-odd minutes of chat about Wicked, the book. I stuck that all the way at the end. So if you want to listen to that, check that out. I thought about breaking it out, but honestly, you know, you're here. Maybe I'll do that later. But please contact us. Tell us what you think of it. The show in general, particular episodes, all of that. Send us an email at greatandsecretknowledge@gmail.com. Anything else? Oh, there was one thing. I'm going to pause this and remind myself. Okay, so not counting this bit, it looks like we start the show proper around 13:30, somewhere in there, maybe 14, 15 with this added bit. And then when we start actually talking about the plot, that's somewhere around 37, 38. And if you just want that bit, you're going to want to go to around 2:34, 2:35, somewhere in there. I'm jumping in here from the future of the future. It's actually closer to 2 hours 24. It's about a 20-minute ramble about Wicked, the book. Enjoy. Again, it's all dependent on how much this adds to it. And even now, just me clarifying that is adding more time. So you're welcome. Thank you, Claire.
Oh, that accent's nearly as terrible as Dick Van Dyke's.
Nearly as bad as Dick Van Dyke's.
Oh, my. Oh, iconic. This is why. But Lin-Manuel Miranda, people asked him about playing the role in Mary Poppins Returns. He's like, well, my accent can't be as bad as Dick Van Dyke's was. But if it is, that's kind of okay. I saw it in England with my English friends. And so the thing about Dick Van Dyke's accent being bad only really kind of clicked with me after seeing Mary Poppins Returns in England.
Was it a good show?
Oh, it was amazing. There's a lot of she's much more like Mary Poppins in the books. She's a lot tougher. She hasn't got as much of Julie Andrews' sweetness, I think. But she's still got that little wink and a nod kind of energy. And you can tell they're obviously trying to hit a lot of the same beats, much as any kind of sequel reboot with a big gap in between does. They want the story to feel familiar. So and I think Meryl Streep does the kind of equivalent of the Uncle Albert. But that song's all about turning things upside down instead of. And there's Trip the Light Fantastic, which is kind of the chimichurri equivalent. Or it's kind of chimichurri combined with Step in Time.
Chimichurri.
Oh, yum. I love chimichurri. Delicious. Oh, I've just had to stop myself from going down a Brazilian barbecue tangent. It's too early to tangent already.
Yeah.
I was so good when we had AJ here.
Oh man, we were zipping along.
And stayed on topic. Much more than we usually do.
We got so much in though. Man.
There's a lot to say about Wicked though.
listener, if we're done with that bit, come on and join us at this new bit. Here we are. It's Mary Poppins coverage. Jessie, how you feeling?
Ecstatic. I love this film. When we did the Neverending Story, I talked about, like, I went through so many realizations of how much this film still influences sayings I come out with, things I do. So formative. And yeah, Mary Poppins is in that bucket. And it's not surprising because they were like two of the very first movies I had taped off TV, because I remember them having the oldest ads. And it was like, I know every word. I'm sure I annoyed the crap. No, I know I didn't annoy her, but I watched it with my friend Jody, who's had previous mentions on the pod.
What's up, Jody?
Hey, Jody, we love you. So she loves it as much as I do. So we were sitting there, watching it, and as she dozed off, and I messaged her, I'm like, I'm really sorry you had to, like, put up with an enthusiastic, tipsy ADHD. And she's like, no, it was like a Poppins flavored, what did she say? Anyway, it was, so we both love it. Mary Poppins is such a big, important film in my world. We had a whole dance routine to Step in Time when I was a kid. We had, oh gosh, so many other amazing moments. And I forget how long it was. Because,
yeah,
like, when you get up to the chalk drawing, that's way earlier.
I think I must have always fallen asleep after Uncle Albert and the Laughing Gas.
I had completely forgotten about that scene altogether, and it used to be one of my favorites when I was a kid. I love the silliness. I'm always down for
I love flying and, like, goofiness, but I hate Uncle Albert so much. That guy stinks.
You don't like
just the actor. Fake. His laughter was so fake. Ugh.
I think he was quite famous or something as well.
Oh man, he was killing me. His voice was definitely memorable. I remembered him from some cartoon or other. It was probably like Disney's Robin Hood.
Oh, I love Disney's Robin Hood.
Oh, so damn good.
Speaking of other films, so for me, I've got a headcanon. Mary Poppins is the center of a headcanon trilogy in my mind. So there are 3 films. They belong together. They all belong in the same, like, bucket, I guess. And for me, the 3 kind of went together. And one of them, it makes sense because it was Disney trying to recreate the magic that he got achieved with Mary Poppins, which is Bedknobs and Broomsticks. And the other one's Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. So I think it's because, obviously, David Tomlinson is in Mr. Banks. He's in Bedknobs and Broomsticks. I like his character a lot more in that one. He's a, like, schmuck, humbug kind of scam magician type guy who's a bit hopeless. And then, of course, Dick Van Dyke in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, which I just learned also the same guys, the Sherman Brothers, who wrote the music for Mary Poppins, also wrote the music for Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Fire! What's the matter with you? Do you want to destroy my beautiful car?
Oh, they're firing at us!
Okay, see, I have to watch it again because I loved that film when I was a kid. I know we rented it multiple times, or it was on the Disney Channel once we got that. I love that castle in Liechtenstein or whatever with the red roofs that they fly over.
I think I'd been there. Or was it Neuschwanstein that they used? I thought they used Neuschwanstein.
That sounds familiar. It was a Stein of some kind.
Because if it's the one that I've been to, it is what Walt Disney based the castle in Disneyland on.
Ah.
I'm just looking it up. Because I love Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I love it. I think there's some stuff I actually love more as an adult as well. Like I really identify with the Baron or whatever name was, his wife, who doesn't like children, which is why we get the child catcher. Yeah, it was Neuschwanstein Castle in Bavaria in Germany.
Oh, it was Bavaria. I was way off.
I think I sent you pictures of me on the suspension bridge overlooking it. It is the most stunningly magical castle because when you travel through Europe, you see a lot of fucking castles. And this one that was used in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is Neuschwanstein Castle. If you ever get a chance, listeners, go. It's amazing. It's a bit of a trot from where they drop you off at the bottom to walk up, but it's worth it. Or there's a horse and cart situation you can avail yourself of. But yeah, that was the castle in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Hell yeah.
Actually, also, if you're in Budapest, there's a bus that drives into the river, and so you're driving around doing driving tour of the city, and then for a good chunk of it, it becomes a boat, and you drive into the water, and they play the theme from 2001: A Space Odyssey as you're going into the water. It's a good time.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're in Budapest, get around that. Neuschwanstein Castle. Although I am ruining my potential business plan to a company that takes you to famous filming locations.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Basically what my European trip was.
Take me to England on a Doctor Who tour.
You want to go to Wales for the Doctor Who tour?
Mm.
I'm going next year, and top of my list is Wales because I didn't make it to Wales.
Mm.
I found this awesome. If you go to the Welsh National Trust website, it has a special page for filming locations because they use like a lot of the same spaces, like a lot of the house they used in Unicorn and the Wasp. That is used as an interior in a bunch of different other episodes. There's this garden that's used a lot. You can go to the cliff where 73 Yards is.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm doing all this. I've got a spreadsheet that I'm working on that is literally just Doctor Who filming locations, which is incredible. 1000% recommend. So speaking of Doctor Who, if we're going to talk about Mary Poppins, I have a note here that I need to bring up because I broke Jodie's brain with it.
Ooh, I can't wait.
This can come before the movie. So as many people on the internet are aware, there is a universal headcanon amongst good chunk of Whovians that Mary Poppins is a time lady. When you think about it, there's heaps. Like, she arrives with the brolly. She comes to save the day. She disappears without saying goodbye. But one of the biggest tells, of course, is the carpet bag. Because it's bigger on the inside. So there's widely accepted headcanon. There's other ones involving her that link her to Bo Battens in Harry Potter, but I much prefer the concept that Mary Poppins is a time lady. I mean, how can you not? It just fits. And so, yeah, Jodie was very excited by that to the point where she texted me this morning. She's like, are you going to talk about the time that I love that she's a time lady? Are you going to talk about it on the podcast? So we had to.
Hell yeah.
Have you? I mean, I'm assuming you've come across that theory before, right?
Well, I just had that thought while I was watching it, but I didn't go searching for corroborating evidence.
It was a big thing on Tumblr. Because it just makes
she'd
sense.
She'd be a great time lady. Yeah, Romana, really feels inspired by her, that character.
Yeah, that
just
fits.
So, we're going to get into this in the episode proper, but the way she projects class is very interesting in the context of this civilization. So I want to get into that. But first, we need to introduce ourselves.
Oh, yeah, we're going to start the podcast, right?
You're listening to The Great and Secret Knowledge. I'm your host, Jeff, and with me, the incomparable Jessie Rye.
Hello.
Hello.
Coming to you from sunny Melbourne, where it's
yeah.
actually sunny today.
That's nice.
I was trying to think of, is there a signature Mary Poppins greeting I could throw in there? But my brain just...
It seems like they put all their catchphrase budget into supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I mean, time gun ready. That's pretty good. Time gun. There's got to be a time gun in Doctor Who. I'm going to look this up.
Surely, but it'd be something I'd see more like the Rani or the Master using. The Doctor doesn't like guns.
Is Admiral Boom a Time Lord? Because he's real, nosy and judgy and, I don't know.
Do we think he's
aloof.
damaged from the war?
What's the timeline here? This came out in 34,
1910.
the book. Oh, it's set in 1910?
Because Mr. Banks mentions that King Edward is on the throne, and he was only on the throne. Well, technically he wasn't even, because he never got coronated. So he's the one who abdicated, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
That's about this era. To marry a divorced American.
Okay, so this book was published in 34, so Hitler was in place and shit. I think they take... Oh, they hadn't taken Austria yet.
But it's set before World War One.
Right, it's set before World War One. So he would have lived through the Boer War, I think?
The Boer War, I think, would be the one, yeah, but which is weird because that was a land war, wasn't it?
And this guy's an admiral. Yeah, I don't know what kind of business he would have got up to. To me, he felt like there's got to be a term for it, but a soldier that never saw action. Like an office soldier. I get the feeling that...
Oh, yeah. Actually, that's a really good shout.
He likes the trappings and he's got a violent streak, but he's like, it's just fireworks. It's not actual battle.
No, and I remember his house being more ship-shaped. Certainly was in the book.
I believe his house was better than their house, but in this it just looks like just some fancy columns and that's about it.
I mean, their house is pretty impressive too. They're pretty well off. It looks like a posh part of London, especially for that era. It's definitely not in the East.
Well, and it abuts a park on the whole side of the street.
That's why I'm thinking it's Mayfair. Because Mayfair abuts a park, and a lot of the houses look like that. But it's based on where P.L. Travers lived.
Gotcha.
So she wrote a lot of her own personal experience into the books. I think we should... I will definitely shout out to the listener that I'm going to reference Saving Mr. Banks a lot, which is the film that they made about the making of Mary Poppins. Because P.L. Travers, she was an interesting lady. She grew up in rural Australia, complicated relation with her banker father, who Colin Farrell plays in the film as well. And then she becomes an actress, moves to England, becomes a very proper English lady. And Mary Poppins is based on her aunt, who came to take care of him after her mother went insane and died. So she had a real dark childhood, P.L. Travers. And she was very protective of her characters. And she hated the film. Hated it. Hated the experience of making it. Didn't want any animation. Didn't like the songs. Didn't like any reference to Mary and Bert maybe being a couple. Hated all of that.
I mean, he was such a tiny presence in the book.
Well, yeah, no, because that's not what Mary's there for. Mary Poppins is there She's there to save Mr. Banks, really. She's not there to save the children.
Yeah, I mean, she's this elemental force.
Time lady.
Yeah, very different from the movie.
She's much harsher, much stricter. Like, Julie Andrews brings a softness to it, which is also, I think, obviously the influence of Walt Disney. But definitely go watch Saving Mr. Banks. I think after watching this, you'll find it really interesting. It's got, like, Jason Schwartz plays one of the musical, like the music where the Sherman Brothers.
Jason Schwartzman?
Schwartzman, yeah, him. That one.
From Rushmore.
One from Rushmore, yeah, that guy. They make phenomenal music in this. It's like, it shows them writing the songs and playing them for her, and she hates supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. She doesn't like that. She's deeply offended they included cartoons. She's like, I won't be having any of your animation business. Hated the film, went straight up after the premiere to give Walt Disney notes. She's like, well, Mr. Disney, we better roll up our sleeves. And he said, Pamela, the ship has sailed. Like, because he promised his daughters that he would make, because they love the books. And he promised his daughters he would make Mary Poppins, but she would not give him the rights. For years, he tried for literally, I think, more than a decade to try and get the rights, and she was just not having it. She's not, I'm not having any of your cartoon business.
Okay, so here's the thing. There's a lot I love about Disney as a brand, like all its different properties, the parks, like it's all great. The man, a complicated figure.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of a fascist in his leanings.
Bit of a Nazi apologist.
Yep.
Bit of an anti-Semite.
His company put out a ton of propaganda through their like Donald Duck comic books and stuff down in Central and South America. Yeah, there's a lot wrong with him. So if I was to do an uncharitable critical reading, I would say that 30 years had passed since the writing and putting it out, and he had to appeal to an audience that knew stories of a certain type, right? And so like it was bound to not be faithful to the original. Some things would have to change, namely that it has this like positive moral that's like overtakes the narrative. The ending is totally different, right?
Yeah. Although the reason the movie is called Saving Mr. Banks is kind of the whole, is how he wins her over. Because, to me as an adult watching this now, it was really obvious right from the get-go that Mary was always there to save Mr. Banks and his relationship with his children. She wasn't there because the children he needed her.
That's why she doesn't stay for years. She's like a super nanny for the family as a unit rather than just one or two kids.
Absolutely. And she manipulates him throughout the film. It's brilliantly done.
So she's a bit of a Time Lord, bit of an angel from those type of stories, and a bit of what was the other thing I was thinking of? How she bops in and out of reality, different neighborhoods. Like she just comes around and sees Bert only when she's working in the neighborhood, I guess.
Yeah, I think so, because he's clearly met her before.
Yeah. He knows her whole legend. It made me think they were dating, but of course, P.L. Travers wouldn't like that.
There's a whole Through the Eyes of Love song that was not put in the film. But certainly the Jolly Holiday sequence implies a romance.
Yeah, which makes it doubly weird when she just takes off at the end. It left me with these unanswered questions. I mean, it's at the very end of my notes. Maybe I shouldn't spoil it. But like all my notes end with just tons of questions.
I watched the anniversary documentary this morning, so a lot of my notes at the end are fun facts. And it's such a brilliant film with... Yeah, I think... Or is it like... I always kind of imagine Mary Poppins to be like almost asexual. Like she's above the silliness of romance.
Yeah. I'm thinking the first Doctor, William Hartnell.
Yes, exactly. Good comparison. Solid.
Like, he might have a flirtatious give and go with a particular historical lady, but, like, you can't imagine them kissing or holding hands or, like, rooting in the back of the ute.
Well,
that's a local reference for you Australians.
Oh, I really enjoyed that. Thank you. But like the Doctor, I'm not a fan of the Doctor being kissy-kissy either. I don't like it.
Yeah, but there again, right? Like, Russell T. Davies was updating Doctor Who as if not from 1989 to 2005, but from 63 to 2000. Like, he wanted to make a big change about how we make TV now. And one of the ways we make TV now is somebody's got a romance. And if you have a time and space machine where you go everywhere but somewhere domestic, you don't have an excuse to have those ties unless somebody's having some romantic heat. Or I guess you could do family members dying, but
Doctor Who did plenty of that.
Yeah. But like, to get drama that relates to our personal lives, like, it's...
It doesn't, though. It doesn't need it, does it? I
mean,
like to
that's a
think
whole
of the Doctor
debate.
as androgynous, and much like this again lends itself to the Mary's a Time Lady thing, but yeah, I think of her as similarly, and because I think she, like, I always imagine she's from another world. So from another planet, from another time, from another parallel universe, something like that. And she kind of crosses over to bring families together.
Yeah.
And solve their emotional damage. There's so much about this that is... I don't know, it just speaks to me in a kind of asexual kind of, like, why does there need to be romance? Why? Okay, if it lends itself to the story, sure. But this story doesn't need it.
Yeah, it just muddies the waters. It muddles things. Like, a woman can be friendly with random dudes on the street, but, like, the class difference is so great, and it's being depicted in every other scene with all the other
class
characters.
Difference between who, though?
Between
Mary
this,
and
like,
Bert.
day laborer, like, neighborhood character and, like, a time lady, you know?
She's still a servant, though. Like, and also for context, this is also pretty much the same era that Downton Abbey is set.
Yes.
So Downton Abbey starts the day the Titanic sinks, so 1912. This is set in 1910. We know because Mr. Banks sings it in his song. But yeah, going back to the King Edward thing really, like, made me get, like, I just never blinked twice about it when I was a kid, whereas now with my ADHD autistic hyperfixation with the British royal family, I'm like, King Edward, hold on. Oh, it's that one, because I'm pretty sure his dad was a George and his brother took the name of George as a king because to create, well, the part of the reason why his brother changed his name because his given name was Bertie, Albert. But as his royal name, he took the name George to basically try and re-establish a sense of continuity after the abdication.
We have a George and a Bert in this film.
We do. I mean, these are all. This is also, like, not long after Queen Victoria's died. Her children, because I think Queen George V was Queen Elizabeth's dad, maybe. But there was just a run of Georges through the leading up to Queen Victoria and post Queen Victoria. And that was partially, so King Edward was a kind of outlier, and he was only king for like just over a year before he abdicated. Didn't even get coronated. So, and they love pulling out old names, and it's part of like why they're named. Like we're gonna have a King George when King William dies after King Charles. Their oldest son is George. So he'll be King George. If there's still a monarchy.
Surely that's enough time to get rid of the monarchy.
I don't know. They love it. I've just finished rewatching The Crown. I kind of thought, I reckon Australia will become a republic, though. I think Will Anderson often, actually, this isn't my original idea. I'm stealing this from Will. That we've all just kind of agreed that we'd wait till the Queen died. But now I don't trust our current lot of politicians to appropriately write literally rewrite a constitution that you'd have to do to become a republic. And are we better off just staying within the Commonwealth?
You mean because it'd have to be negotiated between a lot of more liberal and more conservative states?
No, I don't trust the politicians not to grab power. So the one time in my lifetime that we had a referendum, it was under John Howard, and he was a staunch monarchist, but public pressure pushed him to call for a referendum. But the referendum that was proposed was that we would have a president, but the president is elected by the prime minister, or we elect the prime minister, and then the prime minister decides who the president is, similar to like the whole chancellor president thing in Germany, I think. But it basically would have given him as prime minister unprecedented, unmanageable, I guess, power. And so it was such a bad form of a republic that the Australian people voted against it. And so that's just then everyone's kind of gone, well, you voted, guess you don't want a republic.
Yeah, you want one where the president is purely a figurehead, like a king, but doesn't have anything other than maybe like a veto in certain circumstances.
Well, the king can dissolve parliament, and we have a governor general who does that. That's no different to what the governor general does now. So they act as the Queen's representative in Australia.
So just turn the governor general into the president. Bingo, bango. Bob's your uncle.
Honestly, that's kind of what, yeah. But it's...
Because it's nice to not have to send your prime minister all over the fucking globe to do ceremonial bullshit so they could focus on their job.
And sometimes they do have to do it. We have had a dissolution of parliament. I won't get into the double dissolution story on it because we are meant to be talking about Mary Poppins. But it was a really interesting time when parliament was dissolved. Some famous quotes came out of it. But I guess it's kind of relevant because we're, King Edward being on the throne of England at the time, it was such a niche moment in history.
Yeah. I was going to mention the type of literary criticism we've been doing. I can't remember the name of it, but we're talking about the historical context in which this is written. In that period before the world exploded in 1914, it would have been enticing to hearken back to that time for some in 34, I would think. Whereas that nostalgia would have lessened by the time the movie is made.
Yeah, there was a pretty... 34, you would have been peak Depression era.
Oh, God, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, the Works Progress Administration has begun, so people are starting to go back to work. The government is hiring constantly. I don't know if they've gotten a handle on the Dust Bowl, but yeah, prohibition is causing havoc all over.
Well, that's America. This is it's a British book and a British film. Set in London anyway. And certainly P.L. Travers would have been there. That's why I'm like, well, there wasn't prohibition in the UK. The UK wasn't the UK then, was it? I don't remember.
Oh man.
Just
From
England.
what I hear, it was dicey how many like fascists there were in England at the time.
Oh yeah. There's one particular one. I've just finished watching a series on the Mitford sisters. And there was a guy who was basically the Hitler of Britain, who was and he had a very similar like armband logo, swastika type situation. I can't remember his name, but yeah, there was an actual fascist party who was, and a couple of the Mitford sisters were really like good mates with Hitler. And yeah, one of them was married to the leader of the fascist party in the UK. And so it was a real genuine danger, the rise of fascism. Even King Edward, right? So when he was the Duke of Windsor, after he abdicated, he was doing deals with the Nazi government he was like writing letters to Hitler, and they were going to install, if they had taken Britain, they were going to reinstall him as king. And there's footage of him and Wallace Simpson meeting Hitler, hanging out in Nazi Germany. There's all this correspondence where he was basically working against his brother, who was forced into this role that he never wanted when his brother abdicated because he couldn't keep his dick in his pants. And he was like, yeah, I'll make a deal with it. Like, I really miss being king, so maybe if, Germany wins the war. So if he had been king, World War II would have played out completely differently because he had much more fascist leanings than his brother did, who was very conservative, very like traditional English. And all this came out. Again, I've just been watching The Crown.
Fascinating.
All of this comes up in The Crown, and it is... And he lived, like his brother, Queen Elizabeth became queen when she was like 25, maybe even younger, because her dad died young, whereas her uncle, who was the king, he lived to a ripe old age. The entire history of Europe would have played out completely differently if the abdication hadn't happened. That's why it's fascinating to me that this movie is set during the very limited reign of King Edward.
Wow.
That's royal chat.
Well, shall we get into this? I've got a few plot elements here. The first thing I wrote is Dick Van Dyke's annoying face.
Why don't you like Dick Van Dyke? I don't understand. He's a joy.
It's just this role. I swear, it's just this role. Somebody made this huge, beautiful matte painting, and like it pans across it, and we see Mary floating in the clouds.
Oh, I love this bit.
Is that Julie Andrews, or is it just... Wow. The camera's so far away.
Well, this was all filmed on soundstage in Hollywood, all of it. So a lot of that is just her with a beautiful painted background.
I love the abstract and animated elements. I didn't realize until the very end when it starts talking that her umbrella handle is a parrot. And
it even is when they go into the chalk painting too. You notice it's still a bird. It might be a flamingo in that though, but when that and Bert's cane follow them, it's still a bird. I love the sassy parrot head.
Yeah.
Precursor to Iago in Aladdin. Sassy parrot.
Oh man. So I looked up one of the writers of this, Bill Walsh. Also known for Bedknobs and Broomsticks, The Absent-Minded Professor, I've seen both of those, and Flubber. was the writer on, I guess, Professor and Bedknobs. He was a producer.
Bedknobs is severely underrated. It was like Disney was trying to recreate the magic that they achieved here.
Mm.
And on some levels, I love it so much. And the crossover, you've got Angela Lansbury's a witch. You've got, a bit of Narnia with the children being evacuated because all of the London children were sent to the country during the Blitz.
Mm-hmm.
And they were evacuees. You've got the crossover of cartoon animation mixed in with, like live action. It was very much an attempt to recreate the magic, and it did not do well at the time. Whereas I love it. Have you seen it?
I just saw it the once at a school lock-in. Was it a lock-in? We spent the night in the gym, I think, or maybe it just ran late. But I swear there were cots in there. Anyway, we watched it, but I didn't pay much attention to it.
Oh, we need to put it on the list.
Okay, let's do it. There was a flying bed, and there was Angela Lansbury, who's just one of the best of all time.
Love.
Of the three, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is my absolute top.
Oh, well, this has to be my number one. Like Mary Poppins is my number one. But
gotcha.
Very close. There's a lot I love. There's a lot to love about, like the end sequence with all the armor animating. Like I think you get more laughs out of Bedknobs and Broomsticks. It's got a lot more comedy elements to it, which I always loved as a kid. Like I love the brownies in Willow.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
So I'm always there for the comedic relief.
I like the tall brownie. It's Kevin Pollak that annoys me for some reason. Maybe because I've seen his stand-up. I looked up that writer's other work. He did so many things that were like a part of my childhood. The Shaggy Dog, The Absent-Minded Professor, The Love Bug, Herbie Rides Again. I saw all those multiple times.
I've seen none of those.
Oh, shit. Let's see. My favorite of those is the Shaggy Dog. It's mostly because the dog is gorgeous. It's this huge, white, long, fluffy beastie. It's some sort of mountain.
Like an English
hunting
sheepdog.
Dog. But it's from Switzerland, I think.
Oh, like a Saint Bernard.
But it's all white and shaggy. It's got some Swiss name.
I think I remember seeing it at the video shop, maybe. No, Alsatians are German Shepherds.
Okay, no.
They're black and tan.
Yeah. It might even say in the summary. I'm looking at it. Sheepdog. It's some kind of sheepdog.
Yeah, English sheepdog, like Sam and the Wolf in Warner Brothers cartoons. Good day, Sam. Good day, Ralph.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Well, hello's I Australianized that with a good day, but yeah.
So that's Bill Walsh. The other guy is Don DeGrady. Lady and the Tramp, Sleeping Beauty, production designer, writer. Worked on all those same things. So they must have been a writing team.
They were. You see them in, actually, I think, is it Kevin Pollak? Is he one of them in that?
In Saving
Mr.
Oh, no,
it's
Banks.
Bradley from Handmaid's Tale. It's not Bradley Walsh, that's Graham. I'll look it up, I'll find it anyway. So, Jodie was very back in the old days, they did the credits back to front. But it was pretty
it's
common.
the long,
yeah,
the
to
full
have a
credits
long
up
credits.
front, and then just they did the actors, I think, at the end.
No, they did the actors in the full credits up front in this as well. And but then they would do the full credits as a scrolling credit at the end. It was so common. We had the same thing when we did First Wives Club. That had a long credits up front. It was pretty standard, whereas I think there's probably New Millennium movies jump right into it rather than having a solid 5 minutes of credits before the movie starts.
Yeah. Gosh, what are some really good movies that just start? I wonder, in the early days of them just starting. I mean, obviously,
Matrix,
train
maybe?
coming at you.
Matrix? That's 99.
Does that start in The Office with Mr.
There's no
Anderson?
upfront credit to that. Because I think a lot of the Wachowskis definitely broke some, I guess, not glass ceilings, but really busted up some tropes. It's one of those things. It's like Agatha Christie, that all her stuff gets so heavily parodied, referenced. It's such a standardized trope that people in the modern eye find it naff. Whereas you got to remember, she was the first person doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I remember really hating to have to suffer through the credits so often when I was a kid.
I'm thinking of The Wizard of Oz. It's kind of like there's something happening, whereas a lot of these, there's not a lot going on while they usually have the overture playing.
Gone with the
I
Wind.
think in Wizard of Oz, you've got either different shots or a panning shot.
Well, you've got the little speech as well, the dedication to the young and the young at heart.
Yes.
No, there's definitely opening credits to Wizard of Oz.
And what do we know about Robert Stevenson, the director?
Is that the
King Solomon's Mines? I think I've seen that.
Oh, yeah.
I certainly would have seen one of his 27 Magical World of Disney episodes. Herbie Rides Again, Love Bug. Yeah, it was like the Disney in-house crew. Alfred Hitchcock Presents. Darby O'Gill. Oh, Darby O'Gill and the Little People. Old Yeller. Okay.
Darby O'Gill and the Little People. I loved that when I was a kid. It gave me nightmares, but it was, the Banshee. When, I would have, that was one of the most terrifying things. I can't believe that he did that. Darby O'Gill. Oh, my God. I'd forgotten about that film. Did you ever see The Magical Land of Small?
The Magical Land of Small.
Was it magical something? The Wonderful Land of Small? Something the Land of Small. And these kids travel on a rainbow to this other world, and it gets dark.
Is it Small SMALL?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was when I was first introduced to Darby O'Gill and the Little People. I'm so going to see if I can find it. Ooh, it's on Disney. I'm watching that tonight.
Cool. All right, so that is all that business. So that brings us to the camera zooms in. We see the park and the line of houses beside it. There's something going on in the street. Is it dusk? Is it midday? Hard to say.
They're inside. Well, it is London, and London is very cloudy and gloomy. It has a grey wash to it.
Yeah. So the first proper shot is Dick Van Dyke's annoying face.
Dick Van Dyke's adorable. He was so good looking. Also, he was 40 when he made this.
40?
They had to dye his hair. He had grey hair at the premiere.
Wow. Okay. I just thought of this. Let this rattle around in your brain. Dick Van Dyke, or Bert, is also a Time Lord. That's why he knows Mary. And he's kind of the Spider-Man of this neighborhood. And so they interact every once in a while.
But he tries to do magic and then fails.
Well, it's not for everyone.
Yeah, I suppose.
Oh, I wrote here, how is Julie Andrews so much prettier in this than in Sound of Music? Is it just makeup? What's the difference?
I'm horrified that you don't think she's pretty in The Sound of Music.
Am I prejudiced against the haircut? What is it?
No, you're prejudiced against nuns, is my theory.
I haven't actually known any sexy nuns, so that might influence my feeling about them.
And this might be a good time to ask the Ted Lasso question. Favorite performance by Julie Andrews? Is it this?
What else has she been in? Oh, God.
Wow,
no,
she was The Princess Diaries. I have IMDb open, so... there's The Sound of Music. I mean, you could do Eliza Doolittle. She was in the stage production of My Fair Lady. Victor Victoria. She's hot in that. Hot in that, pretending to be a man.
Ooh.
Yeah, woman pretending to be a man who then pretending to be a woman, maybe. Or am I thinking, no, I think I'm Some Like It Hot, maybe. Yeah, Victor Victoria, I watched that not long ago. It's really good. She's also the voice of Lady Whistledown in Bridgerton.
Incredible. Still working through 2024.
Well, she doesn't sing anymore because she had throat nodules and the surgery ruined her voice, so she can't sing anymore.
She was the queen in Shrek the Third, Shrek 2, On Golden Pond.
Oh, if you want to see hot Julie Andrews, Victor Victoria. Beautiful woman in a World Cup suit.
Yeah, I mean, The Sound of Music was only 1 year later. It must be the haircut.
I'm obsessed with The Sound of Music. I spent 4 days in Salzburg. I went on a singing tour to filming locations. Like, it was a sing-along tour. It was the best because they filmed it actually in Salzburg.
Oh, that's awesome.
The people of Salzburg hate it. The movie was a complete flop in Austria because they're like, you've gotten everything wrong about our famous family. Yeah, I'm not finding anything else like of this caliber apart from The Sound of Music and Aquaman. She's in Aquaman. She's in The Tooth Fairy with Dwayne The Rock Johnson. That's pretty cool.
Oh, she was in 10 with Bo Derek.
Trail of the Pink Panther. Pink Panther Strikes Again. Star. I wonder if that's like A Star Is Born. Yeah, she hasn't got the, like, broad...
She had a 5-year gap. Do you think she was
That's when she had the throat. That's when her... So she had throat nodules. The surgery is very dangerous for nodules for singers. And famously ruined her voice because the surgery, she couldn't sing again after that.
That's terrible. Yeah, her last film before that was Duet for One. Max von Sydow.
Yeah, I think that would be right around the time. Oh, she's singing Victor Victoria because I didn't realize Victor Victoria was only made in 95. I thought it was much older.
Okay, well, let's get back to Dick Van Dyke and his annoying music.
P.L. Travers did approve. She didn't like it either. She didn't like that they cast an American. She thought it should be an entirely British cast.
Well, she's not
wrong. The
wrong.
accent. Yeah, she's got a point.
Yeah, it's terrible. Was Dick Van Dyke just the hottest comedic star of this time period?
He and Walt Disney, so I saw this in the doco. He did a quote in an interview about how much he enjoyed Disney's films. And so then they met because of that, and they both had this childlike nature, and they both considered themselves like to be, I'm a grown man, but really I'm a kid. And so they bonded over their childlike energy, and that's why he cast him. Because in the doco, they actually tell Dick Van Dyke that story, and that's why, which is real cute.
That's fun.
He's still kicking on. I was saying to Jodie last night that I think he's like a nonagenarian, but he's over 100 now.
Wow.
And still doing dance moves. He came out on he's around his 100th when they did the like tribute to him. And he's in Mary Poppins Returns.
Wow.
Reprises his role as the elder Mr. Dawes at the bank.
Okay.
And he looks exactly, except without the aging makeup, he looks exactly the same as what he had the aging makeup in this.
That's hilarious. All right. So I hate this horn. Also, whoever made the music didn't try very well to match all the sounds that he was doing with his body, you know? Or were they playing it for him and he was supposed to match what was already there and he was getting it wrong?
Oh, I don't know. Probably that. Well, because they'd film all the sound, particularly singing bits, separately. They didn't have like a band on set making that music loud. That's what makes Wicked so special, is they sing on set live.
Yeah. I don't think British people smile that big. Like Dick Van Dyke is so American. It like, even if his accent was perfect, he'd still look wrong. Is it snowing? What's coming down? Oh, winds in the east. It was just leaves.
On the giant daughters are clearly women standing on crates with dresses and coats to cover them. Just that your daughters were shorter than you, but they grew.
The giants, Franny and Annie.
Yeah. I think those are leaves, not
Yeah, they must
not
be
snow.
leaves. Yeah.
His eyes are so beautifully blue.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'm always looking at his big dumb face.
It's so like, I remember watching this again as a teenager and being like, Van Dyke's hot.
Wow. Okay. So I had a couple questions here. Did people laugh at this?
Oh, this, yeah.
All this
Absolutely.
one-man band bullshit. My next
loved
question. Am I more sophisticated than other people or just no fun?
No fun.
Oh, shit. At one point, he talks directly to the camera. This is part of my otherworldly force or Time Lord or, you know, somebody who can move through
That's a fair
space and
point.
time.
Because he's the only one who breaks the fourth wall. But we need him to kind of like the companion in Doctor Who is how we as viewers experience through their eyes. And I think him introducing us, and I like how he responds to us like we're talking, because that's a very British pantomime thing. Like, he's behind you.
Yeah.
Well, at least he's not in like bad drag.
Number 17 Cherry Lane. Cherry Tree Lane. Oi. Nice little spot, you might say.
Yeah, there's watching this with subtitles as well. Like, there's so many words I didn't understand in this film when I was watching it as a kid, and so my brain has just kind of blah blah blahed them. Like, not understanding the term ship shape and Bristol fashion. I understand the etymology of that now. So it like, even Greenwich, like they say, Greenwich takes its time. The world takes its time from Greenwich. Greenwich takes its time from Admiral Boom. I had no concept of Greenwich Mean Time as a 5-year-old or whatever when I was first watching this. So, like, there's a lot of really cool adult jokes that I really got out of it this watch.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Admiral Boom's up here. His top of his house looks like a ship with like big old smokestacks or whatever they're called.
Chimneys?
Chimneys, sure. He says he likes his house ship shape and Bristol fashion at all times. So Admiral Boom, he's a real dork. In the book, he has a wife. Here, all we ever see is his elderly toady
Mr.
or
Smee.
servant, whatever his role is when he's not doing canon shit.
Well, he'd be his first mate.
His first mate, okay. But I mean in like real life, if they have a non-ship life inside the house, like, does he get a good wage? Is he like one of the family?
Well, it's probably like in Downton Abbey where Lord, I've gone blank on the family name.
Darlington?
Crawley,
Crawley.
the Crawley family, but he's Lord. Anyway, doesn't matter. His valet is like he was his kind of servant in the army during the Boer War. So he gave him a role in service in his house. Like he was his aide de camp. Kind of like Alexander Hamilton was to George Washington. Like that kind of role. And so it makes sense that someone who's like not an officer, but who was there to kind of be the assistant to an admiral might not have a life that with a wife, kids, like a home life. So to give him a role in service, because that's what happens at the beginning of Downton Abbey, is we get Mr. Bates, who becomes his valet and works under him, but he's still like a servant, so there's still that real upstairs-downstairs divide, which would make sense. This is exactly the same era as Downton Abbey, exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's set in anyway.
Yeah, I was feeling bad for this guy because he's so clearly under the thumb time gun.
So I said he's like Mr. Smee in Peter Pan.
Yes. So heavy weather brewing at number 17. My note was, can't be actual weather, must be drama.
And you're not wrong.
And then we go to the house where there's all sorts of hollering going on. Ellen and Mrs. Brill, they're all worked up. The nanny, Katie Nana, is taking off.
So a nanny had a very different role. She was kind of slightly above the servants in this kind of household in this era. So nanny kind of had its own, the governess is same thing. So they would live, unlike all the other servants who would live in the servants' quarters, they would live in a room off the children's nursery, which we see Mary Poppins inspecting her room later. And she has like, it was its own kind of role. So it wasn't part of the family, but it was separate from the servants as well.
I mean, she's an educated woman. She's a clearly a different class, but she has to live on site, so she's not independent.
Yeah, and she's not one of the family either. So, like, they won't eat with their servants even.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the nanny would, like, all of this I've learned from watching Downton Abbey.
Does the nanny have
times.
to eat alone?
Mm-hmm.
Weird. What a life.
Like, the rest of the servants all would live and eat in the servants' quarters, but the nanny would eat in their room kind of around the same time the children did.
Wow.
Because the children wouldn't eat with the family either.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It was very, like, children... Depends on the family. Like, in the Bridgerton, they all sit down and it's commented on. It's weird.
Like Bridgerton's an unusual place.
I mean, Bridgerton, come on. Like, there's heaps that's not accurate. So Bridgerton's like about 100 years before this.
Ah.
Even more, maybe, because it's Princess Charlotte who was the Queen Charlotte.
Hey, Queen! You all act like sheep flocking to the trough.
Was the Queen at the time. So this is the era of... Bridgerton's around the time of your Revolution. The Mad King George was the king. And so his wife, Queen Charlotte, she started doing all the balls and stuff. So Whereas this is 1910, so this is, more... It's only last century.
So Katie Nana's taken off. Noticing the little class differences here. The maid or the other servants can hassle her and also make fun of her heirs.
And that ties back to nannies not being really like one of the servants, but not one of the family either.
Yeah. And especially if you're one of these very class conscious governesses that like needs everyone to stay in their place, you wouldn't risk befriending a lower servant.
And look, she's got a fur trim on her coat.
Yeah, that's interesting. She's got a fancy hat. And Mrs. Banks shows up. She's a suffragette mama. Got a sash and everything.
P.L. Travers hated it.
Huh.
Hated that she was a suffragist.
She was almost nothing in the book. Like, why not? Was she a conservative?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
P.L. Travers, yeah. I think so. Yeah, again, I'm a lot of this I'm taking from the Saving Mr. Banks movie.
Well, fuck her then, because this is a great addition. It's like votes
it's
for
one
women.
of my favorite bits.
Of course.
We've got the song Sister Suffragette. She's fired up. There's actual historical references like, take heart because Mrs. Pankhurst has been trapped in irons again.
Nice.
It's talking about Emmeline Pankhurst, the leader of the women's suffrage movement.
They made a reference to somebody, I believe it's Kathleen Ainsley, who made a like violent suffragette pamphlet / book.
Oh, there's a few of those around. Like one of Emmeline Pankhurst's daughters was like a vicious socialist, abolitionist. Didn't believe her mum went far enough because Emmeline Pankhurst stopped the suffrage movement when the war broke out. Whereas, like, Sylvia Pankhurst, which is my favorite of her daughters, was very like, nah, stuff them. Let's go.
Yeah, strike while the iron is hot.
And I do have to take a side note of the pride I have in my country that women already had the vote in Australia at this point. New Zealand was first, South Australia was second. Because Australia wasn't even... I think women had the vote before Australia federated.
That's cool.
Yeah. And I love I remember watching, and this is one of the points where I'm like, oh God, how formative was this for me? Because like my favorite line in the Sister Suffragette song is like, well, although we adore men individually, we agree that as a group they're rather stupid.
Yes. That's a great line. It's still pretty much true.
I also love her outfit. Ooh, and Katie Nana has a hat pin. Because hat pins, they tried to ban hat pins in the UK.
Yeah, because men kept getting stabbed.
Yeah, because they kept making them bigger and bigger. So if a man came up and tried to grope you in the street, you'd stab him with your hat pin.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Also, the suffrage movement was a lot more violent in the UK. Like, they bombed places.
Oh, yeah.
They were, like, super...
Oh, yeah. They weren't fucking around.
Neither were the people, like with the force feeding, and it was awful.
Fucking A.
Have you seen the movie Suffragette with Carey Mulligan?
No, the only thing like that I've seen was with Hilary Swank. I can't remember the name of it.
Ooh, maybe I haven't seen that one. But yeah, no, Suffragette was like it did really well in the awards. It's and we love Carey Mulligan, Sally Sparrow.
Let's see. Nana takes off her suffrage hat and gives Mrs. Banks the business. Mrs. Banks is worried about her husband being upset that Nanny is leaving.
Well, that's because she's like the third one or fourth one they've been through in like a month or something.
Mm-hmm. She does the whole song and dance and hands out sashes. And then at the end of the song, she's like, Ellen, put these things away. You know how the cause infuriates Mr. Banks.
That's the way women had to do it. Like, you'd manipulate your husband into, watching this as an adult, it's very much like the little subtle ways. Like, she's like, well, I've done such a bad job of it, George. You should pick the next one, maybe. But she makes him believe it's his idea. Mary Poppins does something similar later.
Yeah. The movie I was talking about is called Iron Jawed Angels. It was a TV movie.
Ooh, I have not heard it.
It was about two of the hunger strikers.
Cool.
So the cop shows up with the two kids, Jane and Michael.
Yes. I love the cop in this. I like this subtlety, the subtle little nods he does that I completely missed as a kid. He's kind of trying to say to Mr. Banks, maybe if you spent more time with your children, they wouldn't run away all the time.
It's crucial to spend time with, like, your kids and your pets. Like, anytime there's a behavioral issue, your first thought should be, are they getting their needs met? And can I help that process fulfill? Like, and a lot of times it just means sitting and looking at them while they annoy you and do other shit. And you've got other shit you could be doing, but you're looking at, you know what I mean? Like, you make time for them.
Kids love being brought along on things. Like, my mother always said that about my dad. Like, he would just take me along. And I was always quite happy. And that comes up in Ted Lasso as well. They don't really care what they're doing. They're just happy to go with you and be with you and in your presence because you're their world when you are their parents. And Bert really calls Mr. Banks out on this later in the film.
He really does. It is magnificent. So yeah, George is doing his annoying song about being the boss of the family. But finally it breaks through that the kids are missing, so he's going to call. He says, give me the police station quickly, please. And Winifred, his wife, says, I don't think we need bother the police, George. The facts of the matter. And Mr. Banks says, kindly do not attempt to cloud the issue with facts.
The facts of the matter.
Kindly do not attempt to cloud the issue with facts.
Imagine if that was your husband. Goodness.
This is why women became spinsters. The reason spinsters is considered this bad thing now, but actually it was a woman who was financially independent because she had a job. That meant she didn't need a man to financially... Because you got to remember, like, women don't have the vote. Women don't have the right to their own financial status. If she chose to leave him, she would lose complete rights to her children. She'd lose all rights, like everything that happens in the movie Suffragette. All the power is in the hands of the men. And women had to, like, kind of find a way to manipulate them into making them think if they wanted to get something done, got to make sure he thinks it's his idea. And there's a direct correlation between poisonings and no-fault divorce. And women being able to get things like credit cards and the pill and all of that coming in, like the women's lib movement. Suddenly there's this huge, like the numbers of... Because the only way to get out of it, of an abusive and awful marriage...
was to ice your husband.
Is to poison his food. And there's a great Cool People Who Did Cool Stuff episode about a woman who, like, would provide the local women with the means. I'm assuming the park is Hyde Park. That's why I think they're in Mayfair.
Ah, okay. So the cop returns the kids. They try to explain why they wandered off. Apparently they had made their own kite. And Michael says, perhaps if you helped us to make one.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
And that kicks off the central theme of this, which is if this motherfucker would just listen to his wife and kids, everything would be better. It is a fantastical idea of how families work in real life, but it's kind of a trope throughout family TV and movies, you know, that a guy can change overnight and the family will adjust and everything will be hunky-dory after that.
Well, it helps he gets his job back.
Yeah, I was hoping he'd like start his own hot dog stand or something, you know.
Well, he gets a promotion as a partner in the bank, though.
Yeah.
And it kind of implies, because all the bank men are there flying kites, that they've loosened up a bit as well. Just through being like in the peripheral of the influence of Mary Poppins.
It's so strange. They made it more magical than it is in the book.
Oh, well, that's another one of the things P.L. Travers didn't like.
She's like, you can have a little magic, but not too much. Don't go
yeah,
crazy.
And she can't be too nice and can't be too, like, you know, Mrs. Mary Poppins sorts it out. She comes in, she gets shit done.
Yeah. Yeah.
6 nannies in the last 4 months. I've just paused on the...
Oh, shit.
So they've been through a fair few nannies. And this is where you get the key manipulation from Winifred. And she's like, well, I've tried with my poor womanly... You see this little glint in her eye that I noticed now. She's like... So, you know, it's an important and delicate task. Requires insight, balanced judgment. And she's not looking at him, and he goes, like, he's like, I think it would be apropos if I chose the next one. And you just see her go, oh, what a great idea, George. Since my nannies don't seem to be working out so well.
Yeah, he starts doing the whole... before we move past this moment, he treated the cop like a servant. He's like, makes some crack about him going to eat in the kitchen. Like,
well, that is what you would do. You would be like, well, if you go down to the kitchen, Cook will make you up a plate. And he's like, Cook will... And you hear the cop muttering as he walks away. Damn dignity. How
maybe cops in the 60s were more... independent than that, like they could afford their own lunch or whatever, as opposed to 10 or 34.
Yeah.
Like it might be hard for the young audience to be like, well, why is the cop eating there?
Well, I think they also... No, well, the cop's clearly put out by the rudeness of it because he's just been trying to give some friendly advice.
Yeah.
And basically Mr. Banks is like, I don't come into your house and tell you how to raise your kids. Don't come into mine.
Yes. The kite ran away, sir, not the children.
Yeah, he's advocating for the kids. He's like, the kids, their dad's a grumpy old bastard. I'll bring him over, maybe give him some friendly advice on, you know, he keeps interrupting like, that's the ticket. Only just the other day with my young'uns. I'm joining in the bad accent now.
It's got to be done.
Although naturally my Australian accent is more accurate, like just defaults at a better slot, I think.
Mm-hmm. There is this moment, I'm trying to locate it. Oh, I'm sorry, dear, but when I chose Katie Nana, I thought she would be firm with the children. She looked so solemn and cross. And he goes, Winifred, never confuse efficiency with a liver complaint. And this confused me, so I Googled it, and I was looking for solemn and cross in the symptoms list. I didn't find that. The closest I found was loss of appetite.
Well, she's hangry.
Which by Snickers rules, yeah, she would be solemn and cross.
I love the British use of the word cross. I went to a protest when I was in London, and my favourite, it was for calling for a people's vote on Brexit. My favourite sign I saw the whole day was just said, "I am very cross."
Oh,
It was
shit.
the most British thing I've ever seen. It was awesome. Million people marching through London, there's a sign, "I am very cross."
That's great.
Chef's kiss.
So, Banks dictates a letter to Winifred.
I wonder what she's actually writing here, by the way.
Oh, God. That's hilarious. Maybe she's just drawing a dick.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. This is a family show. I'm sorry, listener. This isn't that kind of movie.
And it's all that, like, very British, stiff upper lip, keep calm and carry on. This is a British bank is run with precision. A British home requires nothing less. And then he gets caught up in his shit and spins out. And then, like, she's so manipulating. Like, the Times will be so pleased with your ad. And she's just like, stroke the ego, stroke the ego. Very funny.
So she says, "Splendid, George. Inspirational. The Times will be so pleased." Like
the Times gives a shit about an ad.
Like, yeah, she's really blowing smoke. And then the kids come in, and they have a great thing they want to add, which is to have their own ad, their own version of the ad. And so
again, she's getting him.
it.
Winifred gets him again here. She says, he's like, "Well, I should like to have your help in the matter to the children," meaning, well, if you two could just fucking behave. And then they're like, "We've written our own advertisement." And he's like, "What? I don't want your advertisement." And Winifred's like, "Now, George, you did say that you wanted their help." She's like this little, love it.
So wanted a nanny for 2 adorable children. Adorable? Well, that's debatable, I must say.
What an awful thing to say to your kids.
Yeah.
Wanted a nanny for 2 adorable children.
Adorable. Well, that's debatable, I must say.
That's like a drunk guy thing to say, like, in front of his kids. Like, you're not putting 2 and 2 together that, like, they're right there and they're listening. Like, it's abusive. Don't do that. As if by having, like, a multisyllabic word, they won't catch that they're being burned.
I mean, these kids are not bright, to be fair. He might be right.
If you want this choice position, have a cheery disposition. Rosy cheeks, no warts.
Michael, put that part in.
He must be very sweet and fairly pretty. They want outings, they want sweets, songs, don't do all this shitty shit. And then she says, "Never smell of barley water."
And he put that bit in too.
Yeah, I put that in too. And fucking dad does his next abusive act, which is to rip up something that's essentially a product of his children. If not quite a gift, it's still something that, like, they did and it has value. It's considered just as abusive as, like, hitting a wall or screaming at them. Yeah, don't do that.
And the kids, like, they're like, "If you're nice to us, we'll be nice to you."
Yes, which is key, right? In a workplace, which, I mean, this is if you have a nanny. Like, you got to give respect to get respect. Another difference from real life is that these kids do nothing bad. The kids are, well, at least the boy is more well-rounded in the book. Like, he gets up to some misbehavior.
Now, they do. The whole point in the front of them running off on Katie Nana, and they've gone through, 6 nannies in 4 months? They're little shits.
We don't get to see enough of it.
Well, we see Mary Poppins. That's because Mary Poppins turns up. And they're immediately enamored. And they're like, okay, well.
So in the book, he kind of backslides a bit. So we see more of a journey. But yeah, this is a family movie. They got to keep it moving.
Oh, when he tries to ring the times and yells at the operator.
Yes.
Give me the time, please. No, I do not know the number.
Give me the times, please. No, I do not know the number.
Oh, I wanted to say he ripped up the ad and threw the bits in the fireplace, and they float up the chimney.
Like Santa. Letters to Santa.
Amazing.
Do you have that? Like where you'd put the letter over the fire and it would go up the chimney, and that's how you'd send your letter to Santa.
What?
Oh, that's super British thing. That's how you send your letter to Santa. You put it in the heat from the fire, sends it up the chimney to Santa in the North Pole.
Folks, Jessie is having fun with me. I should
that's
probably
real.
play along. There's no way that's real. It would burn up, or
That's
it would go up
real.
and then come back
No.
down.
No, you put it above the fire and the heat from the smoke, because it's going up the chimney and it's contained within the chimney. The physics works. It's real.
But when you turn off the fire, it'll come back down then, right?
Well, it'll go off up out the chimney, it's out and blowing around in the
It couldn't
air.
possibly. That's ridiculous.
Yes. It's the point of a chimney. It's to take the smoke and rise it up and spew it out the
But
chimney.
an
out the
entire
top.
letter? I can't imagine.
I'm going to find links and send them to you. Like
The parents
British
just like
listeners-
pocket them. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's the way it is here because we don't have fires because it's summer. Christmas. So this is something I know from British. I've seen it done on multiple different British TV shows. I just assumed it was American too because you guys have winter Christmas.
Yes. Yeah, depending on where we are, it's more wintry than... I mean, what is wintry, really? We think of wintry here as like snow, because half the country gets it, or some percentage anyway.
There we go. Here's first article comes up. Irish children's 90-year-old Santa letters found in chimney. And then there's another one in Reading in UK. Another one, there's all these Dear Santa letters found in chimneys. So they get caught and stuck, and then they're finding them 100 years later.
That's amazing.
Apparently, here we go, Nova Scotia, so Canada maybe. Yeah, here we go. This thing I'm hearing, Santa won't be out. When I was a child, I always wrote a letter to Santa, but since he came down the chimney, my letter had to go up the chimney. So after it was written, it went straight in the fire. So yeah, that was the thing in Canada. Maybe that made its way over because it's, colonial. Part of the Commonwealth. The Empire. Yeah, there's heaps of little posts about it. It is a real thing. All these different articles on different instances of letters found in the chimneys. Yeah, I'm not pulling your leg on that one.
That's awesome.
We'll have another conversation about drop bears.
Hell
That's
yeah.
one for my Aussies out there. Continue.
Drop bears?
Drop bears. Oh, you don't sit under a tree when you come to Australia. You got to be careful not to sit under a tree because a drop bear will drop down from the tree and claw your face off.
Oh, shit.
Real thing.
Yeah,
real
and
thing.
it'll give you chlamydia on your face.
If you ever come face to face with a koala, you'll understand drop bears are real. I had one attack my dog. Not kidding.
No.
And two was not just my dog, my tiny little dog, and then two huskies. And yeah, this koala came over and it ran at the fence, climbed the fence, and started a fight with the dog.
Oh my God.
And nasty pieces of work, koalas.
Jesus.
So when it's always a thing to stir up tourists. You warn them about. We got to watch out for drop bears. I wouldn't sit under that tree.
Where's Zenith, by the way?
Snoozing on the couch over there. Because I'm not sitting on the floor. I've moved my podcasting spot so I don't get a little invasion of Zenith. Although she's getting excited. I want to put my headphones on because usually that means we're going out for a walk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The next day, the Admiral's back at it. There's a whole bunch of Katie Nana types outside the house.
Half of them are men. They're men from the crew. If you
so
pause
they're
it,
dressed up like...
Yeah, they just needed,
Needed bodies.
unattractive, unfeminine types. Because none of Michael and Jane's stipulations, they're like, they don't look like the ones what we've asked for at all. Because they asked for rosy cheeks, no warts.
Yeah, so the nannies all blow away. Andrew the dog looks on, and Mary Poppins floats into view.
I've just paused it, and you can very clearly see like half these nannies are men. I'm taking a picture of it.
I might have to screenshot this.
Well, I'll send you this picture and you can use that. Like, it's the ones towards the back, but yeah, very clearly men.
Up they go. Away they
There you
go.
go. I've just sent it to you.
So Mary Poppins has wind powers, obviously. Or at least her magical force manifests as wind.
Well, she comes in on the east, winds from the east.
And we just have to assume that all those ladies landed somewhere safely. You know what I mean? Does she drop them in a heap, like somewhere where they don't bonk their head and die?
All right, and it's 12 seconds to 8 o'clock, so we won't let them in. So I said 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock it must be. And he's oblivious to Admiral Boom as well. Everyone else is like holding things, pushing everything back into place. He's just like, I'm just having my cup of tea. Even like swinging with the mirror, doing his tie.
So he says, show them in one at a time, and it's just Mary Poppins. She pulls out the kid's ad and reads it to him. He's all flustered because the scraps were supposed to be in the fireplace, and he just starts having a meltdown.
Oh yeah, they're not for the last time in this.
Mary says, "Are you ill?" Which is funny because at the end he seems very ill, but he's the sanest he's ever been in his life, one could say.
Well, he's certainly developed some sort of empathy.
Yeah.
With her little outturned feet. Oh, I love her.
There's this moment near the end of their conversation where she like narrows her eyes, all like suspicious. Oh, it's when he's leaning down to look in the fireplace and she gives him this look with the narrowing of the eyes that is so Romana 1. Like, you gotta watch this. It's right around where he says, I'll give you 1 week. I'll know by then. Let's see, 26:26.
Oh, and we've got an excellent line here that we've missed, which is, I make a point never to give references.
Yes.
Outdated fashion, I kind of wish. We're now getting to that point. There are most people who understand, like, references mean shit all, because you just get your friend to do it. I give an amazing reference. I've given many a reference. For houses and for jobs.
Yeah. She's like, yep, I'll go see the kids. And she floats up the banister.
And she does, like, he doesn't even, she just assumes the job's given. And I love the bit where she says, when he's bending over in the fireplace, she's like, perhaps a trial might be in order.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'll see. I'm not sure about you yet. She's like, I'll see how I feel in a week.
Yeah. Yeah, she's the boss. I mean, she is an otherworldly, supernatural being, so she doesn't have to fuck around with the niceties. Do you think she has Jedi mind powers on him?
Oh, I just think this is the way women had to manipulate men of that time, because men, they were so caught up. I think we see, to a lesser extent, Mrs. Banks doing it as well.
But she does it with authority. Like, as if a
Oh, yeah.
rich person acting as a servant just kind of for fun. Like, she doesn't have to be here. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah,
it's
the
almost like
narrowing of
she
the
appointed
eyes.
herself his spiritual life coach, so she doesn't
Well,
have
she
to.
has. That's kind of why she's there.
Yeah, so she doesn't have to soft pedal shit with him. Upstairs, the kids are horrified. I mean, she's a witch, right? Or does magic exist in this universe?
Oh, I think it does.
Yeah.
I love that line. Close your mouth, please, Michael. We are not a codfish.
We are not a codfish. Downstairs, Banks is confused. He was clearly charmed by Mary. And there's some dumb joke about the dog.
Oh, when
I didn't quite understand it.
Ellen goes to, because, well, he tells her, he's like, we've got to tell the rest the position has been filled. She goes out there, and because he still thinks there's a big line of nannies out there.
Right. There's nobody.
Yeah, they're just like all the women are constantly making him think things are his idea. It's awesome.
She sees Andrew the dog in his smart coat, and she says, the position has been filled.
How many nannies does she think we need in this house?
The position has been filled.
I wonder if the dog's named Andrew because he's wearing tartan. Patron saint of Scotland, St. Andrew.
Mary Poppins is checking out the kids' room. She makes her way over to her room, which is right off the side of the playroom area. And she starts showing off her TARDIS bag. She's got a hat stand comes out of there, a big mirror. And when she starts pulling up the even more outlandish things, there's this interesting effect where Michael goes under the table trying to figure out where that shit's coming from.
So that was a practical effect. He was actually under the table, but it was a different table, and then they did a separate filming. They did a lot of that crossover-y stuff.
Wow.
So the kids couldn't even see where the stuff was coming from. But it'll be that, like, spliced, similar to the way they put the live action into the animation.
Wow.
Oh, and I love she's so mad at the mirror. I prefer to see all of my face at once.
Yes. That's one of her qualities in the book is she's vain. Mrs. Corey, I think, says she's vain.
I mean, she's practically perfect in every way.
Yeah, so that's probably her one weakness is her vanity. But, I mean, if you were that gorgeous, it would be hard not to, like, love it.
But also that era is, like, that would have been, you know, a sense of authority.
She's got purple shoes.
They're lighter purple in later scenes. Like in the Chim Chim Cheree scene, we see her feet a lot, and they're a much lighter, like pinky purple. Well, they're quite dark here.
I mean, they're lavender, at least in my version.
Well, that's her other pair of shoes, and she pulls them out. So she's got the one she's wearing and the purple one she pulls out of the bag. There you go. She's looking for a tape measure. Yeah, and that bag is so bigger on the inside.
Yeah, so she does the tape measure, and she has a comedy tape measure. She just carries around to different kids. Do you think she bought that off a catalog, or did she make it?
No, I think it's magic. Because it gives her, when she measures them, it gives her a take on the children.
Oh, it's like psychic paper.
Yeah.
That's great. That's
extremely
awesome.
stubborn and suspicious, and then he reads it.
Yeah. Jane, rather inclined to giggle, doesn't put things away.
Which I think is very, like, I don't like that, because why is Michael not putting things, like, why is it not Michael's responsibility to put things away as well?
I think maybe Michael is more likely to follow the order to put things away. Like it's relative to Michael, maybe.
Well, clearly it doesn't, because the nursery's trashed.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna have to give it to you on this one. They should both be tarred with that Tarred with that feather?
Yeah.
Brushed with that
brush.
broad?
Tarred with that brush.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's see. Mary Poppins is practically perfect in every way.
Yes.
And then she starts doing a game. She's like, well begun is half done. Otherwise
Solid
entitled,
advice.
Let's tidy up the nursery.
Now, this whole song, A Spoonful of Sugar, came about because one of the Sherman brothers, their kid came home and shared that they had a polio vaccine.
Wow.
In the 60s, a polio vaccine was given on a sugar cube.
Wow.
It's like vaccine. They would put a drop of it on a sugar cube and they would give it to the kid on a spoon.
Wow.
I'm trying to think if I had my polio vaccine that way.
That's fascinating.
I reckon it was a jab by the time I had one.
That'd be funny if when they wrote this song, they like worked with the British government to do like an advertising campaign.
Well, that's what Call the Midwife is. Like, it's just one big ad for the NHS. And you can tell when they're getting up to COVID era because they really start making a big deal about the measles vaccine coming in. And there are people pushing back on it and stuff. Like, there's definitely some messaging in that. So the bird...
Yeah, she has bird magic.
So it was called audio animatronics. It was a little mechanical bird. She had wires running down the back of her hand and down her dress. And she also, Julie Andrews, provided the whistle.
Oh, it was beautiful.
I still make my bed like this, especially during like spring and autumn, the mid-seasons. I fold my blanket, learnt from this.
Do you mean
exactly
with
that way?
telekinesis?
No.
Oh, like a
I wish.
snake fold.
Yeah, so that if I get cold when I'm in bed, I can just reach down and pull it up and it's already perfectly folded to come up and over me.
Yes.
And I specifically learnt that from this.
That's cool.
I used to practice it.
So her magic is contagious, apparently, or she's sharing a bit of it with the kids.
What's the song that makes it magic?
Yes. She has this great little duet with herself in the mirror.
Tells herself off.
Yeah, her mirror self is a real show off. Next, we have some Terry Gilliam-ass toy soldiers hopping up into a Foot Locker. Jack in the Box is jacking away, balls farting.
So this was used to, the soldiers were done using stop motion.
Oh, that's why there's a bit of a halo around the girl as she like watches, because it's like half the frame.
Mm-hmm.
The boy can't get out of the door because it keeps opening and closing. And then Mary Poppins tells all the animated objects, when you've quite finished, and it all ends.
When you've quite finished. Thank you.
I'm always delighted by those, like, when somebody uses language in a way that's like a forceful command, but like the words don't make sense for that. Like you cut out a sentence or something.
Mary Poppins does that a bit, actually.
Like she's treating them like they're individual spirits instead of just some shit she made dance. What if this whole thing is full of spirits? She's a necromancer. What does she say? Enough is as good as a feast?
Oh, I have that in my notes, I think. Oh, what is it? That was a great line. I was watching this at like 1 o'clock in the morning last night, so things got a little blurry. There's big chunks missing in my notes where I obviously just went on a rant to Jodes.
Yes, so she said that in response to Michael saying, I want to tidy up more because he had such a good time. And she says, enough is as good as a feast.
Which is really, again, another beautiful idiom.
Yeah. Ellen is a real ham. real pantomime performance.
According to her name's Helen, apparently. I learned this just last night watching. I always thought it was Ellen, but the subtitles said Helen.
Holy shit. Okay.
But it could be AI.
Could be. I think mine says Ellen. So out the door they go.
Subtitles aren't good.
She's using telekinesis to close the front door, like in front of everybody.
Yeah, like the doctor with the TARDIS.
Now Bert's doing drawings. I don't know if this is his day off or if the city contracted him to do this.
No, because he puts his cap out. All contributions welcomed. He is a jack of all trades.
He's like a busker. He's busking.
Because he has a different job every day. Like, so he's busking with his one-man band stick in the beginning. The next day he's just doing what he can to get a coin.
Yeah. But that's what made me think he was a Time Lord, because he's good at all these things because he's done them many times.
Yeah, but there's a character in Cole the Midwife that's just like this as well. He's always looking for a way to make a quick buck.
But he's skilled enough to do all these things well.
I mean, they're pretty good drawings, but chalk drawings.
Yeah. All contributions welcome. And then he says this odd phrase I had to look up. They're better than a finger in the eye, aren't they? That's a weird little idiom.
Well, why did you have to look that up? Like, it makes sense. It's completely logical. They are better than a finger in the eye.
I just wanted to know the origin, and it was confusing. Fair. But yeah, most things led back to Mary Poppins. So Bert tells the kids that Mary Poppins doesn't do regular stuff like going to the park. She takes you to places you've never dreamed of. And then he starts like going off of his drawings. He suggests punting on the Thames. They veto that. So what about going to the circus? Mary's not into that. And so they decide on the typical English countryside. He draws in a road suitable for travel and eye adventure.
This is how I learnt to draw fixed point perspective.
Okay. Yeah, typical English countryside done by a loving hand. There's a little country fair down that road. I don't see any road.
Down the road and over the hill.
Little bridge.
I've recreated that drawing many times, like I would when working on my fixed point. I think I even did one for art school.
Oh, that's great.
Based on this, with you could see the fair.
So Mary is giving eyes to him in this domestic scene with these two kids. I think she's like in love with him. Like that's what she's projecting. Either that or I'm just imagining it.
I mean, you do have form.
Does that mean
Kachansky.
Yeah, Kachansky. Oh, God. I hope it's not a Kachansky situation.
No, they. I think Disney wanted there to be, and it was one of the things P.L. Travers massively raged against was any kind of hint of romance between Bert and Mary.
Yeah. So Bert tries to do some magic, but he can't do it. Mary Poppins takes over and handles it.
See, this doesn't feed into your Time Lord theory.
He could be a defective Time Lord, you know, like his magic belt is on the fritz or something. Or they maybe it's like the Doctor in season 7 where he's been trapped on the Earth and he can't use his TARDIS.
Oh yeah, like the power of 3.
Wait, the power of 3.
Well, that's where he spends a year on.
That's an 11th Doctor thing. I was thinking of the 3rd Doctor, John Pertwee. He was exiled to the Earth for 5 seasons, I think. 4 seasons.
You said, because I thought you said season 7. That's why I'm like, well, season 7 of New Who is when the power of 3 happens.
Yes, where the Doctor is forced to live on Earth for a year.
And we know my New Who knowledge is, you've watched all the classic stuff far more recently, like decades more recently than I have. So,
yeah. So Mary Poppins takes over and handles it. They shrink down into the painting, and they appear in this lovely place. They've got new clothes. Everything's all jaunty and pretty.
I love the outfits.
They're nice color coding.
Her umbrella's now a parasol.
Mary's dress is very nice.
Oh, stunning. All of their outfits are great.
Yeah.
P.L. Travers hated this. She hated any animation.
Yeah. P.L. NoFunHavers.
And this is where you get the real flirtiness between Bert and Mary really goes up a notch here.
Yes.
I actually don't think you're wrong about I think there's definitely they have a vibe. I was just giving you shit about Kachansky.
To me, it's almost like a Romana 2 and the Doctor. Like, once she's worked with him long enough, she's like softened to him. Like, it's the kind of thing you might have for like somebody you've known for years, but you don't see him that often. Not necessarily sexual in any way, but just like,
yeah,
you laugh at all their jokes, you know.
And he's singing a whole song, and she's like, well, I kind of got these. Sometimes I would think that they maybe were like exes.
They have X energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's like, Bert, you haven't changed a bit, have you?
Yeah. He has not changed very much. He hasn't even bothered fixing his TARDIS. He's just fucking doing odd jobs. Let's see here. So cartoon farm animals start singing. Then they're riding on cartoon turtles.
Oh, and I love how they're Broly, and because it really bothered me when they left the Broly and the cane behind, and then they give us they don't leave that as a pothole. They come flying after them.
Adorable. They're dancing through the forest.
Oh, and the animator, I've been saving this fact. The animator was African American.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Wow.
Which 1964, I imagine that would be fairly unusual.
Yeah. Absolutely. So they ride on some turtles. Now, the physics here don't add up. I think either Mary and Bert are very light, or those turtles have magic earth powers.
Well, Bert's turtle struggles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Maybe Bert put on a few pounds since last time. Gentlemen like you are few. That's a nice little line. But then she says, which makes me think of Time Lord again, underneath your blood is blue. Now, the earthly interpretation is that it's like chivalry, honor.
Yeah, even though he's a bit rough around the edges, he's a gentleman at heart, is how that I've interpreted that.
Yeah, but he does have a bit of the same authority that like a nobleman who's down on his luck might have.
And he does make her giggle with his silliness.
Yeah.
In the original storyboards, the penguins were waiters, were just men in suits, and Walt Disney thought, oh, their tuxedos always remind me of penguins. And that's why there's dancing penguins.
I love it. Yeah, these penguins are great. Somehow in this, he starts rattling off lady names. Is he naming penguins? Or is he just talking about hoes he knows? Like, what?
No, he's just talking about, like, all these different women are great. It's a bit Mambo number 5, right?
That's what I wrote. He does a Mambo number 5. Dorcas and Phyllis and Glynis are sorts. And Glynis is the name of the actor who plays Mrs. Banks.
But they very much, he's stirring her up. Like, he's giving her a bit of, he's like, ooh, because you see this put out look on her face.
Jealousy game.
He's like, oh, yeah, all these women, they're all great. But the cream of the crop, the tip of the top, is Mary Poppins, and there we stop. He's just giving her a little stir. He's like, oh, all these girls are great, but you're the best.
Wow. It's funny. He's in such an odd position. Like, he's like, here's this lady that I love that takes me on all these adventures, but she almost never comes around. And is she here to see me? Or is it all about these kids? Like, I think, yeah, he's testing the waters to see if maybe something will happen.
The penguins were my favorite when I was a kid. I loved it.
Oh, they're so great. And then he does some annoying dancing with the penguins, tapping and stuff, and his pants transform.
Yeah, so
More
that
weird
he's
physics.
got the same dance moves as the penguins. That's why.
One of my questions was, are all these animals so loving toward Mary because Bert drew this painting?
Oh, I thought that because they came alive because Mary's magic. And so they're like, oh, yeah, well, she's taking other kids here, right?
This very same exact place? I thought this was made because of Bert's drawing.
Or maybe he did the drawing because he knew Mary would be coming along with the kids.
Whoa. It's like a if you build it, they will come scenario.
Yes.
It's like, Mary's in town. I'll draw a bunch of pictures of our favorite places.
Because they were just going to the park, and then Bert's the one that says, Mary will take you all kinds of places, like here or here or here, that I've conveniently done in these drawings.
That's right. And he's like, I don't have to come, but like, I'm here, so, you know.
Oh, I love her.
Her smile is so adorable. Like, she is so loving his shenanigans.
Yeah.
Do you think some of this is that Julie Andrews was legitimately delighted by his dance?
I think Julie Andrews is legitimately delightful.
I mean, it just is so natural, her like joy at watching him be silly. Ugh, incredible. And from here we end up on a merry-go-round, unless you have anything more about the penguin section.
I'm good. Yeah, I love the way that each of the horses reflect the personality of their rider. Like, Bert's has got like that, like, oh, I'm a smug. You know, he's got his like almost smug thing. Michael's one is like a little demon. Jane's one is just little pretty. It's just kind of like, yeah, I'm cool, I'm here, I'm pretty. And then Mary's is very like posh and authoritative.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Bert's looks kind of like a Mustang, like it'd be good in a race, like across the desert. So there's still another hour and a half left of movie, and we've been at our call for about 3 hours, not recording necessarily, but I think we're gonna have to part 2 it.
This is a really long film. I was thinking this last night when I was watching it. I was like, I started it at 11, and I think I didn't finish till like 1:30.
I didn't think they made movies this long back then.
Yeah, they did. Gone with the Wind goes for like 4 hours.
Yeah. Huh. But like a family movie, right? Like Gone with the Wind isn't necessarily a family film.
But this was Disney's attempt to get legitimacy. He considers this his great. He considered this his greatest triumph. It's the most successful film because he was really put out that he was never nominated for any kind of like Oscars and shit. And this got nominated for 13 Oscars, which is more than the Titanic.
Wow.
Or maybe Titanic got nominated for 14 and won 11. But, and it won 5. It's the only Disney film ever to be nominated for Best Picture.
Wow, that's incredible.
So this is his thing he's most proud of. I've read that in a bunch of different sources. Because he was it was considered like a niche animation studio, and he'd be looked down upon by the Louis B. Mayer types of the world. Because it's just like, you don't do real movies, you just do like children's cartoons. Whereas this album from this went number one for and it outsold the Beatles in the year that the Beatles appeared on Ed Sullivan in the US. Like, it was iconic worldwide. It was universally loved. I mean, it's a brilliant film.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I was watching it last night, I'm like, oh, we're so doing this in 2 halves. I mean, at least if we make it into 2, we've done all right. We're doing better than Wicked.
Man, these listeners don't know what they have in us. I mean...
We're dedicated.
Yeah, I know there were some pauses there, but they'll never hear those. It'll just sound like we're just brilliant, firing on all cylinders, as always.
I think we kept on topic pretty well this week, too. Like, apart from my, even my tangents into, political royal history of England was kind of relevant to the era.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of, we've got a 2025 lens. The books were written in the 30s and then set in the 1910s. So you can see where different eras have influenced different parts of the film. Also, another fun fact, the Sherman Brothers wrote It's a Small World After All.
No shit.
The song. Yeah.
That's a big, important song. How many millions of people have heard that song, do you think?
Well, at the very end of the Mary Poppins 60th anniversary documentary that I watched, right before he died, the last Sherman brother living wrote an additional verse to it, and then they put together this video of people all over the world, lots of children, adults, all singing the song. No. It is the cutest fucking thing. I cried watching it this morning. And it's the last thing they play at the end of this Mary Poppins 60th anniversary special situation. As all kinds of fun people who are interviewed as well, lots of Broadway people, because Lin-Manuel Miranda, because he's in Mary Poppins Returns. But Josh Gad, who played Elder Cunningham in Book of Mormon. Who also does the voice of the snowman in Frozen.
Ah, yes. Hans? Lars? Franz?
I've watched it once, but I've listened to Dana Menzel sing Let It Go a lot.
Oh, yes. The wickedly talented Adele Dazeem.
Yes, that's the one.
The wickedly talented Adele Dazeem?
I've seen interviews with her about that. She thinks it's hilarious.
Of course, it's fucking hilarious.
You can think some people would be really upset by that.
Oh, yeah. Some people are squares. What are you going to do? People in theater know comedy. They do comedy every other show, whatever. It's just, yeah, it's a vital part
Even
of
if
it.
she plays the more serious role, right?
Yeah.
One of my friends hasn't watched Wicked, even though the person who introduced me to Defying Gravity and our friendship song is For Good, my best friend since I was 16, hasn't seen it because he doesn't like Cynthia. I know. Jeff's speechless.
I just can't think of a single reason why one wouldn't. You didn't like her portrayal of Harriet Tubman? You don't like her nails? What the fuck is happening?
Something about her gives him the ick.
Oh, well, I mean, there's no accounting for taste. I think she's
Can't even be
brilliant.
neurodivergent or queerness because he's both of those things.
Ooh, fascinating.
I know, I'm going to explore it more. I'm going to, this is going to be, I'll wait until he's actually seen Wicked.
I'm trying to think if there are any actors that I feel this way about.
Oh, I do. There's a Australian actress called Julia Zamiro who gives me
Jennifer Garner. Sorry, go on.
Oh
Go
yeah,
on.
Julia Zamiro. She gives me the blood rage. It's more than just the ick. Very Larry David. Makes my blood boil. I see your point with Jennifer Garner. She's just really naff, nothing. My favorite performance from her is in Juno.
Oh, I should watch that again. I only watched it once. I don't remember.
I struggle
her in
now because I know what a struggle it would have been for Elliot. So it's really tough to go back and watch. That used to be one of my go-tos. You know, I've mentioned many times about how the final scene from Little Miss Sunshine, when I need a bit of a cry, I will always watch Little Miss Sunshine. The final scene in Juno used to do it to me every time. The bit where he shows up in the hospital and gets in bed next to them to, like, after she's had the baby, and it's like, is this there to support? Like, I don't know how he knew, but he knew. And he just turns up and, gets me every time. But yeah, since Elliot Page has come out, I've gone to watch it, and I'm like, I know how hard this would have been for you, and it's difficult to watch as a result now.
Right, made to perform as a woman when you aren't.
And I mean, he's talked about the difficulties of it as well. But I always knew Elliot Page before from. Have you ever watched Trailer Park Boys?
No. Canadian
show, so funny, so funny, so good. I love it, obsessed. So she played. She at the time plays the daughter of their nemesis, but who idolizes Ricky.
Ah.
Yeah, if you're going to watch Trailer Park Boys, watch this episode called If I Can't Smoke and Swear, I'm Fucked. It's great. He goes to court and somehow manages to convince the judge that he should be allowed to smoke and swear. And then when one of the other lawyers goes to light up a cigarette, the judge is like, no, only he can smoke. It's brilliant. Like, this is everything about Trailer Park Boys. I love it. So funny.
Nice. Well, recommendations. I'm hearing Trailer Park Boys.
I have one.
Yeah, give me something.
I thought about this. So it ties into Doctor Who. The amazing Juno Dawson, who wrote one of the episodes we covered, maybe she's incredible. This incredible.
Wasn't that the Interstellar Song Contest?
I'm gonna look it up because I want to appropriately credit her. So Juno Dawson has an amazing podcast, which I'm not sure how much this crossovers with the listenership, but Sex and the City recap podcast started in 2019, so it covers like 2020. It's a trans woman and a gay man, one in their 20s, one in their 30s, covering Doctor Who and not Doctor Who, Sex and the City. And if you have the emotional connection with Sex and the City that I certainly have, I watched it when it was first coming out. It was very formative for me in my teenage years. And I watched it again in my 20s, completely different experience. Watched it again in my 30s, completely different experience. And so recently I watched it all again and just like that, the reboot is so bad that I was like, I just need to go back. I need some Samantha.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a totally different experience again in my 40s.
Wow.
It's really good. Yeah, it was the Interstellar Song Contest. You're right. So, yeah, I stumbled across because Guilty Feminist recaps and just like that, and Juno was on that. I was like, wait, there's a podcast with Juno Dawson covering Sex and the City. So I've been non-stop. I've just gotten to the end of season 2. It's really good. Because they try to answer the questions that Carrie asks in her voiceover.
Okay.
Yeah, the podcast is called So I Got to Thinking.
All right.
That one's for the listeners, not for you. I didn't think you're a Sex and the City fan.
No, I never made it through an episode.
What are your recommendations, Jeff?
It's called The Sapling Cage. It's a fantasy by a trans author. The character is trans. She wants to be a witch because they have they get to leave their hometown and travel in groups. But so she has to hide her male parts to pass as a woman and join the witches, and it turns out there's all this crazy political stuff like happening in the background. Like if anybody's read Wheel of Time, there's these different factions and forces like opposing each other. And so at the same time as we learn about the magic system, we learn about how some witches feel about transness and about men. And meanwhile, it's got this really rich plot, like, and it ends on this like spectacular high note. Like it's a really good book. First in a series, maybe. It's called The Sapling Cage.
Juno also wrote a book which was a retelling of Alice in Wonderland, but if Alice was trans.
Wow.
I haven't read it, but she mentions it's on the podcast. I might have to go back and find out what the name of it is. But I do love that both of our recommendations that we've brought ahead of time are both trans-related.
Amazing. Wonderful.
Solidarity.
Yes, absolutely. I'm also halfway through Queen Demon by Martha Wells, and it's the second one after the Witch King. Kai's back. He's doing stuff. It's cool. The prose is beautiful, and this one's more sort of, it's like the big picture's always around the corner. Like you just don't know enough. Like they're kind of always one step behind the villains. So that's fun. But I'm only halfway through, so I can't really give it a full-throated recommendation. Because what if it has a Stephen King-like ending where everything falls apart?
I mean, it's not just Stephen King who's done that.
Of course, yeah.
Russell T Davies, maybe the latest season of Doctor Who, maybe.
Jesus, oh God.
I have real problems with that finale.
Oh, Russell.
It's the only angry episode we ever did. In our whole coverage of that season, we're like Adam. We're very like, we love it. We'll come at things from we want to love it.
Yeah.
But you can't wish well. Oof. But also I'm reading Queen of Storms, which is part of the Firemane saga by Raymond E. Feist.
Yes.
If you like Raymond D. Feist, if you like the Midkemia books, definitely read Firemane because there's something really cool that happens at the end. And then there's a follow-on book from that I've just found that I didn't know existed, which I'm rereading the Firemane saga before I get to that.
Very cool.
Very cool.
One other thing, Chapel Roan has a new single out. It's called The Subway. It's very good. And then I just found out Gareth Reynolds of The Dollop has an album. It's called Riddled with Disease. I'm halfway through it. It's wonderful.
Is it a comedy album?
Yeah, from 2018. So, like, it's well out of date. But
oh, Gary.
It was fun hearing about the time before, you know. The first Trump administration, those halcyon days.
It's fascinating, like, because I was a big Walking the Room fan.
Oh, it's a
so
great show.
I knew Dave well before, and I know the bit of falling out that he had with Greg, because there was a lot of jealousy about the success of The Dollop. And so, because Walking the Room is just two bitter old comedians being like, well, we're fucked.
Yeah.
The industry's fucked.
Yeah, but Dave kept getting work.
And more success, and then he got the role of Marin, and
he was. So
I didn't
good
hate
on
Marin. I didn't hate Marin at all.
Yeah, I didn't finish Marin, but every time Dave came on, I was like, "It's Dave."
Same. Those are always my favorite bits. I'm like, "Oh, it's Dave." I love. Also, there's a new. There's the Hamo Fops. So Will and Hamo recorded 4 back-to-back episodes in a single sitting.
Now, are those Patreon only, or are those on the main
No, they're
feed?
on Spotify.
Okay, cool.
They're on Spotify. And also, there are like 3 episodes on the Justin Hamilton podcast that have been out that I'd missed that I've just caught up with Dave Anthony. And
Yes,
like,
that was amazing.
have you listened to all of them?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the latest Dave Anthony one with Hamo.
Well, but he did one a couple of weeks prior as well.
If I've missed a Justin Hamilton, I'll be furious. Oh, it might have been one that I skipped because they were talking about movies I haven't seen.
Quite possibly. I love it because it's the only time you ever get a negative word out of Hamo. It's when Dave's around. And it's kind of become like when Hamo was having his little like existential crises, he started podcasting with Dave more, and it really works because the thing I love the most about Hamo is the way every single thing he watches, everything he enjoys, he goes into wanting to like it.
Yeah.
And that's
the only
how
way to
I
do
try
it.
to be. Well, there's so many people who don't, though. Like I told you about Arsehole Tinder guy who is like, oh, anything made after the 1980s, blah, 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 and doesn't like mainstream music because it must be shit because it's got commercial success. Harry Styles, mate, mentored by Stevie Nicks, amazing songwriter. Fuck off with your fucking shit. Imagine what you think of Chapel Roan.
Whoever this clown is, he sure clowned it up there. Jessie deserves someone whose brain works.
Yeah, thank you. That's nice to hear. Because, oh my God.
Folks, we're not going to get into the specifics, but man, some of these text messages, my God. It's like George Banks saying, like, don't bother me with the facts. It's like, wow.
Kindly do not attempt to cloud the issue with facts.
We're on different planets, man.
Like, I've been ignoring him, and he's just sending me, like, the same, like, 3 different videos of the same Misfits song that after I've already told him I'm not a fan of the Misfits. There's a song by a band called, Oz hip-hop group called Code of Conduct, which is called The Monologue. And it's, you only ask about me when you want me to ask about you.
You only ask about me when you want me to ask about you.
And it's so good. I'll send it to you. It's so good. And I'm saving this one, like, after trying to just ghost him, but, like, I should just block him. Burn the haystack. But I kind of want to just now bait him with this song.
God, it's so hard when our pettiness or, like, righteous indignation butts up against, like, prudence, you know?
Yeah, I should do the sensible thing, but also, I don't know, I've also started responding to, like, getting into arguments in comments feeds again recently, and it's
a trap.
Sometimes it's delicious, but the problem is then when you're responding and you're arguing when you've got the spoons, and then someone replies like a day later. It's like, I no longer have the spoons for this argument.
Yeah.
I think I blame my surgery recovery because my brain was fully functional, my body was not, so I had nothing better to do than argue with idiots in comments feeds. Mostly homophobes.
Yeah, I feel like it's like gambling with your energy.
Yes, that's a really good way of putting it.
Like, you aren't going to go broke necessarily unless whatever you're not doing makes money, but your day's going to be wiped, you know?
Well, you might go broke with your spoons, right? Like, I'm a big believer in spoon theory. I think it's the best way to discuss both mental health and chronic pain. Like, if you've got the spoons some days you've got the spoons to get out of bed, have a shower, get dressed. Like this morning, I was up till 3 a.m., but I woke up at 8:30 and I'm like, could go back to sleep or get up. So I was like freshly showered and went out and did my shopping before we started recording.
Oh, wow.
Like heaps of other times I'm like, I've been up for half an hour sitting here in my pajamas podcasting. Little insight into behind the scenes there.
Well, we have gone way long. Folks, you can find Jessie online at
Cosmic Cowgirls, starting with a K.
Find me everywhere at El Jefe Tacoma. Our email address is greatandsecretknowledge@gmail.com. We have a Facebook page. And like all our other, or go listen to all our other series. Pick up a book series. The Bartimaeus trilogy is always good. The Vor game covered with Sophia. We're doing Star Trek The Next Generation, season 1. We're up to Conspiracy, taping that Sunday.
You have to remind me what happens. I don't recognize them by titles.
So Picard's admiral friend brings him back to Earth to do something. I can't remember exactly what. And we find out that these nubbin bugs that crawl inside people's heads or necks or something are controlling their minds.
Oh, I love that one. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they eventually blow up or something.
So which season are you doing again? Sorry.
Season 1.
Oh, well, that's the shittest season.
Yeah, I mean, we've skipped some of the real dogs just because I didn't have the energy to cover them.
Yeah, it really kind of gets good like season 2, season 3. Really finds its feet.
Yeah, the quality jumps way up in season 3, but there are gems in 1 and 2.
And you've got to allow for, respect for Tasha Yar and her existence.
Oh, incredible.
Denise Crosby, we love you.
Wonderful. She is amazing.
I love that they brought her back in Discovery.
Discovery?
Was it Discovery they brought her back in?
They brought her back in season 6 or 7 of TNG.
Oh, maybe that's what I don't know. It all blurs together. You got to remember,
You just did a whole full-on...
I did everything up to the end of Enterprise. Kind of in a sitting over the space of about a year.
Wow. So yeah, in a later season episode, they meet. She comes back for a time travel.
Of her.
Right. There's some time travel shenanigans which led to the original Tasha Yar from this alternate side dimension. She is captured by Romulans.
Yes.
And her baby becomes Sela, who looks just like Denise Crosby, but she's actually a totally different person.
Well, I need to go back and rewatch.
Yeah.
Like, I've been feeling like it bubbling away in my core. Maybe we can do a Trek soon.
God, that would be great. I love Star Trek.
And I do need to go watch Section 31.
It's not good. Spoiler alert. Oh, man. There's a lot of dumb stuff in there. I will make
a lot of time for Michelle Yeoh.
She's the greatest. Of course. Yes. Yes, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we covered Section 31 on this show, that would be fucking hilarious. I would tear it down from the roof to the studs. It would be savage.
It might be fun to do something we don't like. The problem with that is the amount of times we have to watch it in prep for the podcast.
Oh, we wouldn't prep for this one. This would be one of the rare exceptions. This would be, we're not going to watch it more than once because fuck this movie.
I mean, yeah, so it's the Wall experience.
Yeah.
I'm never going to let you live that down.
Oh, the Wall.
Oh, and I do love you listening to Ladies Guide to Dude Cinema.
Oh, those ladies are great. Hell yeah.
Well, they're my podcasting inspiration, so.
They're genius. They're wonderful. I'm loving it. So good.
Get Around Beck Charwood, Alex J. They're awesome.
Yeah. I'm skipping the ones that I haven't seen, the movies I haven't seen.
I do the same. The only exception I made to that was Swiss Army Man. And I'm so glad I listened to their episode on it because it inspired me to go watch the film. And I've watched the film twice in 48 hours. That's how much I loved Swiss Army Man.
Oh, nice. Good night, folks.
Good night, everyone.
Peace.
Close your mouth, please, Michael. We are not a codfish.
A huge thanks to James Lark of jameslark.co.uk for providing our wonderful theme song. Thank you, James.
We should do another watch party or like a game. We could organize a game.
Game would be fun. That is admin we can discuss off air though.
Yeah, of course. Yes. What do we think this is? TOEFOP? We don't do business meetings on the air.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I was supposed to record with someone else about it, but they either got really busy or watched it again and were like, maybe this isn't my favorite movie.
It does not hold up well to a 2025 lens, is what I will say.
It's bananas.
Anyway, we've talked about everything other than Mary Poppins.
I'm so sorry. I cannot pay attention right now because I have game day up from the World Series.
We did say this might happen.
Oh, God. A double play. Oh, no. They had two guys at second and third. Oh, shit. And only one out, and they blew it. That was their chance to take the game. Okay, I'll just turn that off. They have X energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, like, they would still do it, you know? Welcome back. We're doing a quick little howdy doody pre-Wicked for Good, post our Wicked coverage. Jess and I have read the book. Why am I talking weird? Have read the book, and we're going to talk about it. That's terrible.
Oh, that book was something else. I mean, if we're going to do bad accents, this is the episode to do it, right? But
oh, yes, we're also recording our episode about Mary Poppins. Hell yes. So this book, Wicked, it's very different. Anything stand out to you? There will be spoilers for elements of Wicked for Good, probably.
Yeah. There are massive, significant differences. That whole stuff about Elphaba's childhood.
She finds out maybe her father and mother and the ragman were like a throuple.
That didn't come up until the very end, which I just still thought the mother was having it off with Turtleheart.
Turtleheart, so not the Wizard of Oz in that version.
No, the wizard essayed her mother, drugged her with the green potion, and she doesn't remember having sex with the wizard, and we don't even realize it's the wizard until the very end of the book. It is much clearer than the musical, I think.
I thought her dad was Turtleheart.
No, Nessa Rose's dad was Turtleheart.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of Nessa Rose, no arms? What the hell? And deformed?
I don't know how much of that is from the original books. The idea of like the quadlings, I mean, like does some of them not have arms?
Oh, that's a really good point. I didn't think, yeah, you're right. In my mind,
Frank
they're not.
Baum was always sticking weird social issues of the time into the books, like in subtle ways. Maybe he was doing a like disability thing or eugenics related, like racial science. I mean, who knows what was going on in 1880s or whenever he wrote it.
Yeah, he definitely had an agenda, and that comes up in the foreword to the book. Maguire wrote it in London, and he talks about all the different English writers that influenced him, while Oz being a very American text. So, like, I love his, like, because obviously there's a lot of nods to, like, Narnia with the animals versus the animals with a capital. That's a big thing, and whether it's okay to eat an animal with a capital, like a talking beast, that's not a trope, I guess, but like this is a thing that comes up multiple times in the Narnia books. I know you're not a fan. But it's, yeah, they've got some real, like, agenda. There's so much political agenda in Wicked the book. And statements on, like, religious powers becoming the ultimate power in politics. With the whole, like, unionists versus Lurlenists thing. Because Lurleen is, like, the kind of God before, like, the one church comes through. Oh, even the fact that being the leader of Munchkinland is through the female line. So it was Elphaba and Nessarose's mother that they became the descendants of the eminent Thropps. Whereas he's the governor of Munchkinland in the musical. How do I say this? What happens to Fiyero and what happens to Bok and their links to other characters is completely different. That's where AJ and I were sitting there just going, don't say anything.
Okay, so for book readers, the bit where we find out Elphaba's been having it off with Fiyero off and on for years, I think. And so when all the Dorothy shit happens, like, he gets taken out in a sort of Gestapo raid or something like that.
No, it was. That's exactly what that was, because Elphaba was about to assassinate Madame Morrible is what the implication is. And then she goes off and becomes like a nun and gives birth to a kid but doesn't remember it. The whole character of Leah, not in the musical. Fiyero being married, not in the musical. I suppose it spoils your love story if the dude's married to a child bride in Winkyland, because the implication is Samira was a child when she was married off to Fiyero, because it was a political marriage to solidify his position of the Prince of the Vinkus.
Yeah, I was having trouble remembering if the woman leader of Vinkus was his sister or his mom or his cousin.
No, it was his wife.
It was his wife, okay.
And Elphaba seeks her out to basically apologize for fucking her husband. And to potentially, I think her other thought was potentially to leave Leah there. Because he's the son of Fiyero.
Yeah.
And Fiero's other kids really torment him. Like, that was the bit that upset me the most, I would say. Even more than the essay of Elphaba's mother.
We don't like bad parenting on this program.
No.
The Great and Secret Knowledge wants parents to watch their kids.
Oh, what did we... was it the Never-Ending Story that became a bit of a therapy session for us, where we were like... We had to, like, really steer away?
I mean, we were latchkey kids, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, more so. I'm unpacking a lot of stuff at the moment in therapy to do with my mother, because I'm clearing out, organizing my spare rooms involved a lot of finding a lot of things and reopening some memories and boxes that have been internally been put away. So I think it's a bit more than a latchkey kid situation for me. Certainly. For
sure.
I think I struggled with the front end of the Wicked book for similar reasons. Because of Elphaba's parents' absolutely appalling treatment of her when she was young. Before Nanny came along. And even Nanny wasn't that great.
No.
She's not a bear. She's not Dulcie Bear.
Didn't one of them have to, like, poison her or trick her into staying home or something?
Her nanny?
Yeah, for some reason her nanny wasn't with her when they got to school. That's why Elphaba had to look after her.
No, that was Glinda. That was Glinda's armor.
Oh, Glinda's armor.
And she impaled her foot on a nail at a train station. And then couldn't be there, which is why Glinda didn't get allocated a room with the other snobby bitches. And that's why she had to room with Elphaba, because it was either room with Elphaba or go into a dorm, which Galinda at the time thought was beneath her.
Yeah. I liked Elphaba having a complicated sexuality. Like it existed. It wasn't theoretical, you know?
Well, it was very graphically sexual in a lot of places, that book. That was one of the things that really rocked me early on, was the graphic descriptions of Elphaba's mother's affair with Turtleheart. And I didn't click that her dad was also having it off with him and they were a throuple. The Thropps were a throuple.
Oh, that's funny.
Very good.
Thrupple.
It was interesting though. Like she was awful. So many awful
That's the thing.
people.
The mom, I mentioned this on one of the episodes, the mom of Nessa Rose and Elphaba lived long enough to fuck with Nessa Rose's head, either directly or by abusing Elphaba. And so Nessa Rose is involved in this system of abuse, which is
and they have a
abuse
brother.
of its own. And they have a brother.
Brother, Shell, who we never really meet, but he gets talked about a lot. I always kept expecting Shell to turn up.
Was he away at boarding school? Like, what was going on?
No, he was. He got involved with the underground uprising to take down the wizard.
Oh.
So he was living he was kind of like Elphaba, like living a bit of an underground life, like when she was in hiding in the Emerald City.
Well, now I want to read this. This should be a thing. His story.
Is Maguire still alive? Let's write to him and ask. So we want to hear it.
Yeah, I guess it won't be public domain for another 100 years or whatever. So we can fan fiction, I guess.
True. No, I struggled with the first 2/3 of the book, I would say. I reckon I read the first 2/3 of the book over the space of about 3 weeks, which is very slow for me. I usually hammer through my books. And then I read the entire last third in 2 days.
Zoom.
All I wanted to do was just sit there and I'm like, give me more. This is what I'm here for. Like, all of the... I guess from the point where Dorothy rocks up, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it just becomes a totally different story. Like, I think that's why Wicked and Wicked for Good are going to fit as like a nice whole unit, because there's so much going on in the second half that they can pick and choose, you know.
It gets very different.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting that, like, this is the movie based on the musical.
Not and so they had to make some really... and they tied some things together that aren't tied together in the book. Like, I'll just say, in the book, the Scarecrow's just a scarecrow. And the Tin Woodsman's just a Tin Woodsman.
It's hinted. We hear about a woodsman that's supposed to be dismembered, and we hear about Fiyero becoming immortal somehow. And that's all we get.
No, it's all in Elphaba's head. She just has a fantasy that he's still alive because she loves him. Whereas... no, we never hear from Fiyero again after he's taken out by the Stasi or whatever. So, but when they're on their way to get her broom, Elphaba's like, what if he is? And then who the Tin Woodsman turns out to be, let's just say it's a character you've already met in part 1.
Yeah.
Whereas it's completely separate, because then when the monkeys tear the Scarecrow to pieces, which does happen in the 39, Elphaba realizes that it's not Fiyero.
Oh.
She's like, oh, it's not. It's clearly just a straw man. So, and the lion's the lion. Lion gets a pretty consistent through line between the book, musical, and I'm assuming the movie.
Man, I forget like, I feel like The Wizard of Oz makes me so happy that I walk away remembering those feelings. But then I forget until we talk about it just how many fucked up things happen in those books.
It's Scarecrow packing heat.
Oh, in the movie? In the 39?
It's just so pointless. Why? Why?
Well, because... Is this the right time to go on a thesis? Because I have a thesis on this.
Please. Please.
All
What
right,
is the podcasting for if not for a thesis?
So, the Scarecrow, who represents the agricultural side of society, the people that are basically locked in the class struggle, they'll probably always have to work on the land. Those folks know how to use guns, right? They're like... They use them like at work. They go hunting, shoot squirrels, whatever. The Tin Woodsman represents the dignity of work, of like the working man, the laborer, the what do you call it? The union workers, and they get chopped to shit at work, right? Disabled, like there's nothing for them. So they just have to recommit to the machine and work themselves to the bone. And you know what he's carrying?
An axe.
It's a big fuck off like canister of poison, like you'd spray a wasp's nest or something.
Oh yeah. I mean the oil can does look like that.
But it's like a mechanized system of death, right? I don't know what the Cowardly Lion is carrying, if anything. I think he's holding his tail.
Oh, yeah. He is holding his tail. So what does he represent, the government?
Yes, he's like a politician, like an empty suit, a coward. The Democratic Party, you might say.
Well, for Australians, the Labour Party.
Yeah. But so anyway, I think that iconography might, because I don't think it exists in the book. I think the director or the writer, somebody was like, hey, they're walking on their hind legs, put something in their hands, you know, like it might have just been as simple as like, oh, these will look funny in this half a second of screen time.
Possibly. Oh, I'm so... Going back to the book... Dorothy's intention when she takes out Elphaba, she she was not intent. She claims, I'm not intending to kill you, blah, 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 blah. That is also played out extremely differently in the musical.
Whoa, really? Okay.
I'm like, this is the biggest spoiler, and I'm like, I want to tell you, but I also don't want to ruin it for you.
Well, spoiler horn, I'm going to love it either way.
Okay.
But before you start, I want to tell you my headcanon.
Please.
If you go gritty reboot, the way Wicked is originally, the book anyway, you could make Dorothy like a smart farm girl that puts on an act of being dim to like get along, but really this whole time she's like, I will do whatever it takes to get home, even if it means killing a motherfucker. So like she hears that the water will kill the witch, she's like, oops. That's one way you could do it.
It is one way. All right, are you ready?
But my theory is that somebody on the inside set her up and set up the situation so that it would happen.
Yeah, the wizard.
The wizard? Surely not.
Well, that's his intention of sending her there.
Oh.
She'll either take out the witch or die trying.
I guess he could have spies in the castle. He's got spies all over the rest of the kingdom. Why not the witch's castle?
Well, in the book, he's got a battalion stationed there to basically keep an eye on her. Because he knows she's got the grimoire because he left it there.
They're in the castle?
No, they're in the castle for a little bit, but then they like move out and they position themselves like not far away, and then they stay there the whole time because that comes up when she sees the wizard again.
Yeah, I think it was a fortified town lower down the mountain.
Yeah, something like, outside of the Falberg kind of thing.
Man, so exciting. Yeah, I'm excited to find out how the musical does it. My other theory is that one of our heroes dressed up as one of the guards and set it up, but wanted plausible deniability, so they left off camera. Or the other one is Elphaba and Glinda fake it. This is the one I think is most likely. They fake it so they can fuck off to have like a sapphic adventure on another plane or something.
Ding, 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 ding. Give them the prize.
Spoiler horn returns. Thank you for listening to our little book chat. And now we will return you to our regularly scheduled programming. It's probably Mary Poppins. Is that the last thing we recorded?
What, the last... Oh, yes. Mary Poppins, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing in between. Cool.
No, I mean, we watched First Wife Club, but that was just, for, out of respect for Diane Keaton.
Oh, yeah. Folks, if you want us to start a Patreon so we record ourselves talking about non-speculative fiction, you let us know. Shoot us an email at greatandsecretknowledge@gmail.com and we'll make it happen.
We do it on weeks we're not recording anyway. So, but that's what, fun fact, that's what the Dude Cinema podcast Patreon became. It was, instead of them doing dude movies, they did just movies they love that don't fall into the Dude Cinema
That's cool.
bucket. So that is what actually inspired me to rewatch Spice World.
Spice up your life.
Honestly, that film holds up like a fucking champion.
Sweet.
Like, that is a great film, and it is so enjoyable, and it's got so many awesome things about it.
You
It's
convinced
just a
me
good time.
to listen to the album, and it was quite good. Nicely varied songs, lovely words, themes, girl power.
Oh, absolutely. No, it's and they wrote all their own music as well. They wrote all their own lyrics,
Hell yeah.
which is fun. Like, and it's the Spice World, the movie, is very meta, very, very meta. There's aliens, so we could definitely
There's aliens?
Yeah, there's aliens.
Holy shit.
So technically, that would fall into speculative fiction.
Listener, if you want us to watch Spice World,
Please let us watch Spice World.
I would watch Spice World before I do any Men in Black. So
Done.
It's possible.
Sold. Easy. It's got Meatloaf. It's got Meatloaf. It's got Jennifer Saunders and Joanna Lumley.
Yeah,
basically playing the Adfad characters.
I'll probably watch it by myself, and then if I like it, then we'll do it.
Yeah, we don't need a wall situation.
Because you like it so much, it would be terrible if I didn't like it.
Well, this is why we didn't do the wall, right?